What it good be? Hopefully it's what it should be. It's your boy N.O.R.E.
What up? It's DJ EFN.
And this is Military Crazy World Radio.
Make some noise!
Slag Town. Drink Town Podcast. Make some noise!
Hey, you said Military Crazy World Radio.
I did that on purpose. I thought somebody would say no.
No, it's the same thing.
Yeah,
so that's why it makes some noise.
So we have, hands down, my favorite OG. A person that every time I call him, he responds. He's never been Hollywood. He's never played this Hollywood game. As he was coming here, I told all my friends, I said, listen, they said, I said, Ice gonna come, dolo, and walk up by himself.
Absolutely dope.
That's exactly who he is. He's been like that ever since I ever knew him. And he continues to be the realest person. I strive every day to try to be like this man. When I'm have that many years in this game, I would like to be like this man.
Stop it.
And if you don't have Twitter, you should get Twitter just to follow this man at Final Level. He drops the daily game.
Yes, I do.
Every day. I'm always watching. I always respect it. And in case you guys do not know who is in the building right now, we got the legendary motherfucking Ice-T in the building. Make some noise!
Yo, I'm on Drink Champs, baby. I'm on Drink Champs. That's what's happening.
And we downgrade. Look at our bottles. Puff.
Yeah, we got mini
looking bad, Puff. Puff.
Puffy pulled back sponsorship or
He pulled
something.
back sponsorship. I don't know.
You know the storm was bad.
Yeah, the storm was bad.
It's a blizzard out here. I understand.
But that's one of the first questions I have, Ice, is because most people have the experience, have the years, and have the game. Where that light go? What happened to the light? Experience
Shit's going on.
Bad.
They know we in here. They know we in here. Some shit's going on.
Ching bing.
That looked like a setup.
Yeah.
What the fuck's going on up in here?
Most
man?
OGs in the game
Yes,
that has
sir.
been in the game
Yes, sir.
as long as you have are not social media savvy.
Yeah.
They're not on Instagram. They're not on Twitter.
Yeah.
They're not on these ways that their fans can actually hit you. Why did you feel that you embrace social media, in my opinion?
Well, when I first started, we used to have a fan clubs, and people would write in, and then we would send them back stuff. And I had my homie Shani Sean ran the fan club, and it was very important to get my fans on board and to make them feel like they was part of
Stay connected.
whatever my movement
Right.
was. So when I got into it, I looked at it. I wasn't really into Facebook. I don't have a Facebook.
Me neither.
Because I'm two-sided with it, N.O.R.E. One, I like to let people know, but I'm very private too. And I know that social media is the number one tool of law enforcement. Not that I'm breaking the law anymore, but you just giving a motherfucker so much information about yourself.
Right.
And all the people that watch you on social media aren't necessarily your friends. Your enemies could be laying in the
Absolutely.
cut right there too and pop up on your punk ass wherever the fuck, So you just like,
Where you
do you
check
really
in.
want to lead a nigga up to your front door? Really? I don't know, So I got into Twitter, and I liked how fast Twitter was, and I just got on there and I found a way that I could actually talk to my fans, and some people, it was a cool feeling.
Right.
I mean, I block you though. If you say anything negative,
Right.
I block you. I blocks with the quickness. I got a zero dumb fuck policy.
Right.
If you say anything to me that you would normally not say to me in the street, even a bad joke will get you blocked.
Right.
Like I'm like, oh, you think we that much friends? Block, nigga.
Right, exactly.
Right.
Now that I learned the mute button is better than the block.
They got a mute? What is that?
A mute button?
Oh, mute is if somebody, some dumb fucks talking to you, you hit mute and they don't know they blocked, so they keep on talking and they just are talking to no one.
Damn, Ice is teaching us how to use Twitter.
So they don't get the, some people, they like it. Oh yeah, I got Ice-T to block me.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that's some type of badge of dumb fuck honor or
Right.
some
Right.
bullshit. You dig?
Right.
So I just mute you, and then you think you still talking to me, but no
Yeah.
longer.
We don't
are
hear
you
you
in
no
the game.
more.
Let's make some noise for Drink Champs learning about the mute
Mute,
button.
mute.
I had no idea. Okay, so now I want you to take me because a lot of OGs, they criticize this era, and now that they consider me an OG,
Yeah.
I sort of criticize this era. But the realest era, a lot of people say the 90s, but the realest era was actually the era that took place before the 90s when you had the self-destruction, you had
The
to
late
stop the
80s.
violence, the late 80s. So I want you to describe to me that, like, what first off, how, like, in that same vein,
Yes,
but
sir.
when you first got in the game, what year was that?
Well, I started my first record came out like early '86.
86.
Yeah. My first single was '82. So, but you know, I was.
You was in breaking, right?
Yeah. But I made records with Melly Mel and all that kind of stuff leading up to my first album, and you know. I believe that radio and hip hop steers the bus to what music is. So at that time, the bus was aimed toward groups like Public Enemy, toward KRS-One. So as an artist, you knew they were in the studio. You knew Ice Cube was over here dropping some shit. You knew Ghetto Boys was coming. So you knew you could keep it gangster, but you had to have a political aspect to it. You just couldn't be just talking no nonsense. You had to come and break it down. So when you know, okay, Rakim's in the studio, you know who else is out there, you had to bring the bar up to that, or attempt to. You know, do your best. So there was a degree of difficulty and a degree of respect you wanted along with being able to have a good record. Like people go like, yo, man, I didn't want people to say, yo, I like your beat. I like niggas to walk up to me and say, yo, Ice, thank you. Thank you. For what? Man, I was going up north. I was listening till you played yourself. You know.
But now let me ask you, because so you came out before NWA.
Yes.
So you are technically the first gangster rapper ever.
Not true.
King T too as well.
I give
right?
the credit to Schoolie D.
Schoolie D from Philly.
Yes, Schoolie D. Because I was making my records and stuff, but I wasn't known. And I was in a club and I heard PSK, and the shit came on. You know, and I called it dust. Like the music sounded like you was on angel dust. Like PSK.
Has Ice-T smoked angel dust before?
No, but I've been around the dust world. I know what that is.
Right,
and I got some homies that stay dusted, and they were looking at you crazy. Like, do you like me? Or are you about to stab me? Type
Apologize to Puff, man.
Yeah.
We got to replace the
they
baby
got some more bottles coming in.
Out here looking crazy. But continue, Ice. I'm sorry.
So Schoolie D. So when I researched this record, and they say that's PSK. That's Parkside Killers. That's a Philly gang. So he was singing about a gang called Parkside Killers. So I was like, damn, this is the vibe of that song. So when I went in to make 6 in the morning, I kind of used the vibe and the cadence.
Okay,
guys.
Be a little bit more discreet. God damn it. You guys been in the gym too long.
Like you just woke up on Christmas morning.
All right now. Now we looking like drink champs.
That's
so
what's
continue,
up.
Ice. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so I used the vibe and the cadences of PSK to do my first song, which was when he say PSK making that green. I say 6 in the morning, police at my door. So what's
I never knew
that's
that.
great. Yeah.
I never.
I mean, I didn't know that, but now it makes so much sense.
Okay, and then Cube said that Boys in the Hood is part 2 to 6 in the morning. So 6 in the morning, police at my door. The boys in the hood are always hard. You know, so everyone was riding that same kind of cadence and that smooth vibe. But you know, I took Schoolie D and I made it really graphic. We had Uzis and hand grenades and got pulled over.
I apologize for cutting you off, but what I'm trying to say is, even Schoolie D, like for people that know who Schoolie D is, but he wasn't like a big figure.
Right.
So what made you say, I'm gonna take this chance and stick with it? Because you did 6 in the morning, but you kept going.
But see, the thing of it was, like, I wasn't no rapper. Like, I was in the streets for real. And I just happened to get a chance to rap. So I would try to rap like New York rappers and stuff. And my homies would be like, yo, niggas, say that shit you be saying. Because I used to make gang raps. I used to make raps like, we do a gang rap, like this. Let's see. Strolling through the city in the middle of the night, niggas on my left and niggas on my right, yelling rip to every nigga I see. Now if you bad enough, come fuck with me. I seen another nigga, I say crip again. He say fuck a crip, nigga, this is Brim. So we pulled out the Roscoe. Roscoe said crack. I look again, nigga was shooting back. So we fell to the ground, aimed for his head. One more shot, the nigga was dead. We walked over to him, took his gun, spit in his face, and began to run. So if you see another nigga laying dead in the street in a puddle of blood from his head to his feet, I hope it's time all you bitch-ass niggas get hip. There's fuck a Brim. Nigga, this West Side rolling 60 cup, real?
Hold on. hold on, tell me. Now this is crazy.
That's gangster rap.
Now what year was that you wrote that?
That was in high school. That was before I ever heard of rap.
You was rolling 60s?
Yo, hold on.
Yeah.
Yo, let me tell you something. Right now, when you go to LA, the most famous gang is the Rolling 60s.
Yeah, that's Crenshaw High School. Yeah, who?
Nipsey Hussle.
Yes, he's from 60s.
Right.
But I'm from back in the day with Nell Z and Keita Rock.
Yeah,
and
that's before my time.
Yeah, Janelle.
Right.
You know, big. But anyway, but I mean, see, I went to Crenshaw, so Crenshaw had 60s, Hoover, Harlem. A-Tray Gangsters.
What's Harlem?
Harlem is 30s.
Yeah.
Okay.
Harlem is the 30s.
That's from, they named that from New York? Or
Yes.
Okay.
So there's a Harlem Crips, Rolling 60s, A-Tray Gangsters, ETGs.
Yeah.
Right.
Then you have Hoovers,
Right.
you know, and that's basically that.
That's why I told you chill.
That center of South
I kept
Central.
going chill. Go ahead.
South
I
Central.
told
But
him.
anyway.
That's my nephew, man.
So
That's my
the
nephew.
gangster
Sorry.
rap comes from really rapping about gangster shit. So my homies was like, "Yo, nigga, talk about that shit we do."
But that's what I apologize. But the point I'm trying to make is because one, us on the East Coast, we had only heard us on the East Coast. We were Public Enemy fans. We were fans of KRS-One, who people we knew were gangster, but they were preaching.
Right.
So when the West Coast, the first time we heard the West Coast, like you made me scared to go to the West Coast. Like I was shook. Like what the fuck? I don't want to go
Skip the
there.
preaching, went straight to the street.
I don't want to go there.
said that.
Like, yeah, I swear to God, I was like, I used to listen to your shit as a kid. It was like, I don't want to go there. Like whatever
Put the
you
fear
was
of God
talking
in you,
about. But what made you say that? Because I don't want to call it gangster rap. Just
It was reality rap.
Reality rap is what
at
I
that
want to
point,
say.
because it wasn't really reality because it wasn't everyone's reality. It was just my reality.
That's why I'm saying, what made you say, I'm gonna put this reality rap on the forefront, and the world is gonna gravitate to
I had
it.
no fucking
So
idea.
you didn't have it. Oh,
Nah, I
continue.
just had to rap for the cats in my neighborhood. Now the people in my neighborhood, that's what you got. You know, you hitting the stage. They like, nigga, say our set, nigga, rep 111, nigga, when you up there, ice, cause Then I had like diplomatic immunity because I was fucking with bounty hunters, I was fucking with Van S boys, I was fucking with Athens Park boys, I was fucking with lots of gangs. So I came out with the West Coast on my back. All the gangs.
Right.
So I wasn't wearing a color. Niggas was always like, well, Ice is from 60s, Ice is from H. Where's Ice? Ice is from, no, nigga, Ice is from Bloodstone Villains. Because they see me over there chasing chicks.
And back then, they said that Bloods was light-skinned and dark-skinned people were Crips. That was a stereotype?
Nah. Really, Bloods are Brims.
What does Brim mean?
Brim, that's the real gang. The real gang were Crips and the Brims. A Crip refers to you as cuz, a Brim refers to you as blood. Anything that's not a Crip is a blood. So everything else, like if I'm 7459 Crip from A-Tray Crip, everything says Crip at the end.
Right.
Inglewood family, that's a blood gang. Pyru, that's a blood gang. They're not Pyru Bloods, they're just Pyru. Athens Park boys, that's a blood gang. Van S
not
boys.
Crips.
Yeah, if you're not a Crip,
You're a blood.
by
Automatic.
default.
Right.
Wow.
By default, because
From there, that's where you from. That's what you are.
well, there's more Crips than Bloods.
Right. Yeah,
so-
in Cali. In Cali.
But anyway, so back to this rap music.
Yeah.
So I'm in this world, right? So I have to make a music that those people will relate to. So without claiming a set, because you'll notice no one claimed a set till after 92, till after the truce. Even Snoop wasn't wearing all that blue. We was kind of like, because it was real.
Right.
You dig? So everybody, I was trying to just kind of like let niggas know where, like Ice Cube said, we gonna let niggas know where we from. Because New York was so powerful, we had to say, well, look, that's great, but this is where we from.
Right.
And we had to rap about our life. And I didn't know I was hot until I got a call from San Francisco, and the Fillmore West wanted me to perform up there in the Bay.
And that's not Fillmore Slim. Fillmore
No,
West is
Fillmore
somewhere.
West is the arena.
The venue.
Oh,
the
okay.
venue.
Damn. I'm thinking about the pimp. I'm thinking about
have
the
another
pimp.
drink.
Yeah, I'm thinking about the pimp. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
You know,
fill
because
my
I'm getting to your pimp shit too. I'm going there. But continue.
So I get the call. They ask me would I do a show up there. I'm like, I'm not popping in LA like that. I'm a nigga with a record out. And then
So San Diego still considered LA? You said San Diego, San
No,
Francisco.
San Francisco.
The Bay.
That's
The
the
Bay.
Bay.
The Bay.
That's the Bay. That's a whole nother world.
Oh,
The
okay.
Bay.
But so that's not LA.
E40, all them
Yeah,
cats out there.
Right.
that's fucking 7 hours away. Up so I'm like
North Cali.
So you saying you're not popping there? Why would you go there?
I wasn't popping in L.A. like.
Right. Oh, I get what you're saying.
You know, like how many niggas in New York got records out right now? But are they popping? You
Right.
feel what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So my record was out.
Right.
I wasn't the shit in L.A. I was just a
Right.
nigga trying to make it right. But they wanted me up there. So
Right.
I'm like, really? They like, yeah. Just tell us you'll do the show. I sold the show out. So they call me back. They go, that show's sold out. I'm like, really?
Right.
So in other words, I was hotter in Frisco than I was in my hometown.
And you knew what a sold out show meant at that
Oh
time?
yeah, they said no more tickets. They said, would you do another show? They said, would you? They said, would you do another
Back-to-back
show?
shows?
I did back-to-back shows in the Fillmore, sold out on one song, 6 a.m, whatever other bullshit I had to do, and I was like, yo, this shit could be really big. Like this is real. Now I'm not really making no money with this. I'm still in the street. I'm making money doing other things and stuff. And
Interesting.
You know, I'm at that point where that dilemma that street niggas run into where they want to get. But I always wanted out of the game. I didn't really like it. I just did it as survival. One of the reasons I don't drink, like I'm an orphan. I have no mother, I have no father, I have no sisters.
So that's
brothers,
really
aunts,
true.
uncles.
I read that you was an orphan. I thought that was something. All right, go ahead, continue.
So I always felt liquor or weed or drug would compromise my position. It would put me in a position that if I hit the ground, there's nobody to come get me. You dig? So I just got to stay on my toes. You dig? So I'm in a water. It's full of sharks, and I got to stay on my toes. You dig? So
That's deep. That's deep.
so that's one of the reasons.
But just in case you are right now, Ice, if you want to take a shot at anything,
Yeah,
we
it's
got
right-
your back. We
it's
gonna
right
come
here.
get you, goddammit. Put your hands on the fucking family, baby. We come get you, baby.
Hey.
That's been all your life, though?
Yeah. I've been like I was a designated driver before there was a term for it.
Because that's what that's what I'm about to ask. So you mean even as a child growing up in the gang culture, and I remember there was. And the West Coast was the people who kind of introduced us. A lot of people credit Wu-Tang for that.
Yeah.
But it was the term Sherm had is a West Coast term.
Yes, it's the cigarette, the Sherm that we put the PCP on.
So you've never got high, not one.
Nah, I didn't. I mean, I was
disciplined.
I've been contact high because I've been in rooms full of niggas in studios.
Right.
But when I was younger, this one cat I remember, I might have been maybe 15 or younger, and some guy was like, yo, hit the weed. You know, and I'm like, I don't want to hit the weed. He said, you was a bitch if you don't hit the weed. I said, well, I'm a bitch, make me hit it. Right? And he go, why you tripping? Why you tripping? Right? So now that I stood my ground, the next person tried to get me high, he don't get high. Because if he couldn't make me do it, no one else.
Right.
So I just became the sober cat in the clique. Then when I got into the real gangster shit, as it got more escalated, whenever I would walk into a room and there would be a bunch of people, the one person that didn't get high, that was the cat I keep my eye on. You dig? Because I know he probably
He's
got
scheming
that
on
thing.
something.
No, he got that thing on him, and he wonders that's his job. Watch the door. You know, if you guys have security, do you let your security get high?
No.
So you got to think about it like that. I don't have security. You feel me? So
Now why, Ice? I always wanted
ask me, baby. That's why I'm here.
I
Where's
always
your
want-
tracks? I'm gonna tell you.
Ice, I'm gonna be honest, Ice. I can't wait to hire security. But why? Like for years, you just be you. Like I mean, I remember one time I was shooting a movie. I did not know what I was doing.
Yeah.
I did not know what I was doing.
Yeah.
I told you to come somewhere at 4:30. You got there at 4 o'clock, and you ain't complaining. You stood there. And
I'm a fan of you, N.O.R.E. I'm a fan.
Let's make some noise.
I'm a fan of that. Capone and Noriega, like
Capone was supposed to be here.
Niggas that make that type of music, we know who is official. I can listen to you. I can listen to Mobb Deep. I can listen to different records.
M.O.P.
I love, or if I'm going political, I like Dead Presidents. I like
Dead Pres too.
I know who, and I can weed through the phony niggas too.
Right.
I'm like, how many bricks you sold, nigga? You're only 16. Like, really, like, that's not a possibility. It didn't happen like that.
The math doesn't add up.
Yeah, the math doesn't add up. Like, how many you shot? How many? Yeah. So I kind of like, I'm a fan.
Right.
So that comes into play. And then also, like I say, all I have is my word. And I'm the kind of person, I have people that work for me.
Right.
So if I can't be on point, how do I expect them to be on point? So I have to set that example. So I don't like being late. I like to stand on my word. I mean, you gonna show up late to a drive-by? If niggas say we leaving at 6, nigga, you got to be there. You can't be showing up late. So these numbers are important. You gotta do your numbers.
But as a person who don't smoke and don't get high, do you take life too serious? Do you think you take life too serious? A lot of people who do that.
Not at all. I mean, I enjoy life. I see it for what it is. I made it this far. I'm just a more laid back person. I'm just a cool person. Right. You know, I'm not. I don't like to brag. I don't talk about myself that like in that. If you don't ask the question, I won't tell you. Right. You know. People say, well, damn, you so cool. I'm like, well, how you get named Ice? Nigga, like, really? You know, Ice is, everybody wants to be Ice in the hood. You know what I'm saying? That's a great name. That's a very, you know, people like, damn, you could be Ice. Can you be, you know, so they gave, like Bishop Juan said, nigga, you got that name. Niggas can't take that name from you. You dig what I'm saying?
I'm glad you went there.
Yeah.
That's exactly where I was going.
You can't take that name from me. So, you know, can a nigga named Ice be real ag all the time and excited and uptight and shit? That doesn't work.
Because you set off, in my opinion, when East Coast, we had gangster rap, but it wasn't reality rap. It wasn't.
You guys had mob style.
Mob style didn't come out before you, did it?
No, but after it.
Okay,
I mean,
but this
trust me, I know every gangster that popped up.
So listen,
you know,
so here's the thing. So
them niggas.
so you like when I think of West Coast, when I think of gangster rap,
right?
Your name is one of the first, if not the first, right?
Yeah.
And you coined that. So then everybody else kind of gravitated because I believe NWA came out after you.
But the word gangster rap wasn't out with me. The word gangster rap came out
NWA?
with yes, because Cube in Straight Outta Compton, he says, from a gang called Niggas with Attitudes. He didn't say from a group. He said from a gang. So he represented his clique as a gang. And then the press coined gangster rap. Right. They didn't have a name until they gave it that name. But that's why after they did that, I said, well, if that's gangster rap, then I'm the original gangster.
No, you are.
So that's when it went backwards. Okay, if that's now gangster rap, well, then I'm the original gangster.
You flipped everybody's wig at one point. At one point, we're sitting back and we see this Bishop Don Juan.
Pimps Up.
We see these Pimps Up movies. We see
Iceberg Slim.
Your shit is slide, dive, and pull to the side.
Magnetic rollers.
And the way you did it and the way you spoke, we knew that you wasn't fronting. We knew that you were real and how the pimps accepted you. But now, was that a life prior to your gangbanging?
Well, thing of it is I was in the streets hustling, so I didn't sell. I tried to sell coke once, but then everybody took the money and ran off. Like I gave it out to my friends, and they all came back short. So now what am I supposed to do? Kill my friends? So what I had left, I was just able to make the money that I invested back. So I said, I can't do this no more. But then when I was in the Army,
every one of them came short. Everyone.
All niggas had stories like I'm like, yo, how am I going?
I had rent to pay.
I think niggas understand this. You know, you give out the dope to your friend, and he comes back with a story, not the re-up money. I'm like, I can't do this because now I'm supposed to enforce, but I can't. It's my buddy. So I got out of that. I tried it. I tried it. I bought. You know, I had some weight.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Invested my money, but it didn't work like that. So you know, we was more basically jewelry store robbers. We was robbing jewelry stores, doing things of that nature. But when I was in the Army, I got connected to a pimp named Mitchell. And Mitchell, I used to go hang out at his house, and he said, you cut for this game, nigga. You got them light eyes. You not too much turned on by these females.
Wait, there's a pimp in the Army?
Yeah, it's a pimp. No. My buddy in the Army, his girlfriend's sister was a hoe, a prostitute. Wow. So when his girlfriend...
Fucking niggas in the Army?
Oh, no, Hawaii is like open season, you know, because you have all that military.
You was in the Army in Hawaii?
Yeah, I was in the Army.
Space
I was
for Ice-T living it up.
Even
when he was on soldier duty, he's still living it up. Go ahead, continue.
I was a ranger, so...
Damn, a ranger.
Yeah, so you could shoot a nigga from down the block.
Yeah.
Okay,
that's serious.
Security. So my boy Spicer, you know, I don't like using names because I don't know where these niggas are at this moment. He might be working for IBM. I might be getting fired or some shit. Right. But my boy Spicer, his girl was her sister. So I was like, yeah, we gonna go to this party this weekend, blah blah blah. We would go over there, and it was my man Mitchell's house full of hoes. So he would look at me, be like, yo, man.
And when you say hoes, you mean working?
Prostitutes.
Okay, go ahead.
You know,
working girls.
Prostitutes, and they were working on the island of Oahu. You have Navy. You have Navy, you have Marines there, and you have Army, and those guys only have a weekend. They don't have a lot of times to create a relationship. Right. So, and then you have a lot of tourists there. So
are you saying the U.S. government sent y'all hoes?
Well, I'm just saying prostitution is accepted in certain places to keep everything.
It's always been in the military environment.
Yeah, it's a lot of guys on that island, right? So kind of like it was a good place to get you pimping. So I'm over there, and homeboy was just like, "Yo, you cut for this and this, that, and the third." And I'm like, "Yeah, you know what I'm saying, but I'm in the service." And so then when I got home, when we would rob and shit, we had girls. We was working plastic. Like these niggas talking about they just sliding credit cards. That's an old game. That's an old game. Niggas was getting the microfilm, and we were making the credit cards, and we had the military IDs. We were printing them and shit. We've been doing that shit for years. That's nothing new, this new credit card game. Now they got a chip. Right. Okay, new game. You gotta figure that one out, motherfucker. They got a chip for your punk ass. You ain't sliding shit no more. You know how to take the credit card, sticking in that, so all these niggas is gonna lose their Gucci belts and all that. But anyway, so I'm in that. So we would always keep females in our clique and stuff. So eventually I started reading this Iceberg Slim shit, and I decided I wanted to pimp on the bitch, you know. So my girls was trying to run. They was trying to escape. I remember I had this one chick named Mary. So I'm trying to, you know, get her out there, like, let's go get this money and shit like that. And she ran to one of my partners, like, Ice is pimping on me. He's pimping like that. And then he come tell me the bitch is choosing. I'm like, she ain't choosing, nigga. You a rest haven for hoes, you know. She trying to get away from this pimping I'm trying to put on. But I was close enough. I mean, pimping is not very difficult to do. All you just need is a girl that's willing to sit and hustle. I wasn't no big time pimp like you know, Bishop and them. Right. But you know, I mean, every other nigga probably done sent the bitch before. I mean, just sending a girl to perform the act of prostitution and bring you the money. Okay, that's what pimping is. All right. So I dabbled in all types of levels of the game, but I was no knockdown, drag out pimp with a catalog.
Let me tell you something.
It's very difficult.
Let me tell you something. I watched Pimps Up, Hoes Down. I watched a couple of other movies, and for a week I thought I was a pimp. I think this is my wife. This story might get shut down early.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my wife's luggage. She's here. But so what happened was, let me get the story out here.
Oh, I got some great. What happened was mistaken pimp story.
Bishop Donwall comes to the Hood Lab, gives me my cup, and says, "You one of the famous players of the year award." Right. So I'm like, I don't know, because I get why he's giving me the famous player of the year award, but I know I'm not a pimp. Like I clearly knew that. So I goes, "You all right? Look, you sleeping? All right." So I go. And I walk into this club and I said, "Bitch, choose." I don't know why I said this, and the bitch said, "Yeah, I choose you." And all of them, Pimp Juju, Good Game, all of them came to me and said, "Nigga, you don't know what you're doing. You don't know what," and it's true. But how does a person get into pimping?
I mean, basically, you got to find a female that's like hoes are hoes without a pimp. Right. You know, every girl knows a girl that thinks that they can use that as a method of operating. We used to call the strip club the indoor track. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So
it's the indoor track.
That's
crazy.
Yeah, it's like they're not actually prostitutes, but they're working inside of an element. But it's still anytime you're actually giving somebody some type of sexual
favor of any kind
for money that you don't like them, you're prostituting yourself. Even a woman who's going out to dinner with a guy for a pair of shoes and stuff like that, she's actually prostituting herself. Even in this business, sometimes they ask us to do shit, not even sexually, and you be like, damn, man, I feel like I'm giving up myself for the money. You understand? But I mean, how do you get into any game? You know, you desire it, you want it, and then you got to find willing participants. You know, so I had these girls that were thieves and stuff, and I was trying to turn them out into being hoes, but they was like they were resisting and shit. I mean, I had some crazy story. One story I told in one of the movies was me and my partner Gary Burnett. we knocked some bras. So they was hoes from up north and stuff. So we got on our shit and we in there pimping.
Now, when you say up north, you're talking about up north
the
from
Bay
Cali.
Area.
Okay, good.
But these bitches was real prostitutes, right? So we want to be pimps. We trying to get our
and
shit.
they had more game than y'all.
Well, we figured
And
that
the
out
Bay's
later.
infamous for it.
So we sent the broad. So Gary sent the broad to the casino. He riding behind her in the car, trying to watch the bitch, and the dude in the car sees it, starts whooping the bitch ass like, you got a nigga following me. Threw her out the motherfucking car. She get in the car like, nigga, how long have you been doing this? Like, for real, like, I don't know. So that night, they get back to the hotel, niggas go to sleep, they wake up the next day, stole his car. See, the hoes was smarter than the players in that situation. So pimping is difficult, and I don't, like, a lot of stuff that I've been through in my life, I don't promote it as something to do. I just say it was something that I've been through. I'm not here to promote anything. All crime and all hustles are negative at the base of them, you know, but, you know, at the moment, you ever see Fargo?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I quote that line. It seemed like the right thing to do at the time. You know, in my circumstances, what was around me, drug dealers, killers, gangsters, I thought, well, shit, since I'm flying, I got long hair, maybe I should be fucking with these girls. But I didn't make no fortune off of that. I made most of my money robbing jewelry stores.
Make some noise for robbing jewelry stores.
That's what we did, an occasional bank. But that's what my clip was on. Occasional bank.
We're going to get to them bank stories.
Occasional bank.
But now I heard a story of you and Benzino having conflict.
Yeah.
Benzino actually being on the West Coast, and Benzino's described it as you having 200 different gang members with you. He said you could have actually killed him there. Yeah. And you walked over. No, I'm not. He walked over to you and y'all squashed it.
The thing of it is killing people is not that simple. I mean, you carry that with you forever. So you can't just, you know, a lot of times, you know.
So what was the beef even over?
Dispatch a nigga and you just choose not to. Do you want to sleep with that on your head? That's not my thing. You know, I'll protect myself, but I'm not going to attack a person. So what happened was back during the cop killer days.
Because y'all both had cop killer songs, correct?
But we were both on Warner Brothers. And he was with a group called
RSO?
Almighty RSO. Yeah.
So what happened was when I pulled out for Warner Brothers because the president was after me and shit got hot and I ended up pulling, the Source magazine came out and said Ice is a coward, he gave in. I'm like, how am I a coward? The president of the United States is after me. This is real shit.
Wait. Time out. Wait up. You just said mad shit. Hold on, time out. So you just said, wait. Damn. You just said the cop killer record.
Yeah, it got hot.
And then the president?
Who was the president? Bush?
Bush, son of a Bush. Yeah. Was son of a Bush. Yeah.
Papa Bush.
Yeah. So Bush was on my ass, and so was Dan Quayle. And
what they say to you? What they say?
They was after me. They was like,
they was after you before Pac and them.
Yeah, they wanted my head. They wanted
it was
to
huge,
try.
the cop killer.
Ollie North wanted to try me for sedition, which is punishable by death. They was on my bumper. Yeah, they was on my bumper for this song, Cop Killer. This was a major situation.
It was big.
So, you know, we pulled the record off of Warner, and all the rap niggas had something to say about it. Like, oh, niggas, you know, giving in. Now, Chuck D stood his ground and said, look, if y'all ain't in the war, you shouldn't comment on the battles. You don't know what's going on. This shit is real. Secret Service pulled my daughter out of school and asked her, was I connected to paramilitary organ? They wanted to see if I was really a threat. See, this is N.O.R.E, this is the problem. When the president says your name, the deepest background check of your life happens instantly. They know everything from your shoe size to your mother's blood type. Why? Because this next question could be, what do we know about him? They can't be he's a rapper. They like, this is this. It happens instantly. So when that happens to you, you feel it. So long story short, I'm going through this bullshit. So RSO, Benzino and them come out and make some statement. Your Ice-T's a sucker because he pulled, and because he pulled, that cost
What do you mean pulled? I don't understand.
He pulled the record.
I
He
pulled the record. Cop Killer was on the first Body Count album.
Okay.
I pulled Cop Killer off and put a record called Freedom of Speech.
Okay.
I did it because I didn't want them to pigeonhole me and end my career right there. I got a lot of other shit I need to say. It's not just about this one song. They were trying to take a nigga out. New Jack City 2 didn't happen because of that record. All kinds of shit.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wow.
Dude, when I say they was on my shit,
Whoa.
they was on my, it was like they say it was bigger than rap.
Right. Go ahead.
So Benzino or whatever spokesperson made this comment. Well, you know, I was under siege at that point. I didn't need no rap niggas popping off like, oh, this nigga this, that, and the third. I'm like, nigga, you don't really even know what's going on, right? So, of course, niggas in my circle, we knew who our enemies were. We always keep niggas abreast of who's out there, so they popped up on our charts. Like, okay, these niggas RSOs popping off about ICE. Whoop, whoop. This nigga's pop. You know, we know who's, you know, who might not be a friend. So we were at an event, and there they were. And there I was. And niggas seen them before me. Niggas like, yo, ain't that them niggas? And I want
pre-internet.
Yeah. And he saw 200 niggas. I mean, I don't know how many niggas I had, but I had the whole West Coast with me,
That's
right?
what he said.
You know what I'm saying?
He said you had the whole West Coast.
I had the whole West Coast with me, so I just walked up on him. I'm like, yo, man, whatever you niggas think I said or did is all this rah-rah is uncalled for, man. I did what I had to do, and it didn't affect y'all. Just all it is. Yeah, well, and they kind of like reneged. Yeah, we was mad. We was hot. It was an interview. Da-dee-da-dee-da. There was really no beef. It was just a miscommunication.
He said that.
It was a miscommunication.
And y'all had to speak.
And that's what real men do.
Yeah.
That's what real men do. So, you know, that was it. And
But I want you to describe this Cop Killer record because you single-handedly made the world pay attention to rap by this Cop Killer record. Now,
And it wasn't even rap.
rap.
It wasn't even rap.
Now, it's a record that these young brothers would love to praise. But what made you even think about making a Cop Killer record?
We were in the studio making, you know, Body Count, and I was singing a song by a group called the Talking Heads called Psycho Killer. It goes Psycho Killer, C. So I'm singing that, and my drummer, Beatmaster V, rest in peace, goes, we need a cop killer right now.
What? Wait. This out the blue? Y'all ain't had no beef with police.
No, we had we weren't living in LA. Police is popping people.
Hey,
Yo, this is pre-Rodney King. You know, we know what the cops is doing.
Before Rodney King.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So my nigga's like, yo, you know, Vic was right on the front line. So he like, yo, man, we need a cop killer. You know, the cops rolled up on such and such. They shot him. They dragged his baby moms. You know, this do-low shit. And so I started thinking about it. And I said, yeah, what if somebody snapped and just went on one after the cops based on police brutality? And that's what the hook is. Cop Killer is better you than me. Cop Killer, fuck police brutality. Cop Killer, I know your family's grieving. Fuck them. Cop Killer, tonight we get even. And so it was more about this guy who lost his mind based around police brutality, which just recently happened now. People actually have started taking off on the cops. It took a little while, but I predicted it. I wasn't promoting it. I was singing the first person. I become different people in my records. That's just part of the art, you know. I could sing it's like if I was a heroin addict and I'd never been on it, but I can sing and act like it and give you the imagery of it, you dig?
But that scrutiny, it started from the president. The president said your name.
Well, it started with the Fraternal Order of Police out of Austin, Texas.
That sounds scary.
They came after me because during this
time... What, they said you couldn't perform it?
No, they just said that Warner Brothers put out this inflammatory record and they should be banned and boycotted, and then Charlton Heston came out and they just went on one because at the time the cops were under siege for doing the same shit they doing now. This was back then. So the best way to take the heat off them is to attack somebody else. So they picked me, kind of like the Willie Horton thing. They picked me as a target. And so they came down. Like, dude, I'm sitting at the house. Let me date myself. We were playing Techno Bowl.
Oh, that is
Remember that? So I'm playing techno ball, and nigga comes, one of my homies like, yo, Ice is on TV right now. The president is talking shit about you, son. So we like, what? Yo, really, for real. We like this, so we changed the channel. It's
kinda big.
And it's Dan Quayle, the vice president, and Ice-T. Niggas was like this. You ever did one of them oh shits? Like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Like, oh shit. Like, oh shit. Like, we knew this was big.
Treating you like Al Qaeda and shit.
Yeah, and then it just started to happen. You know, you could feel them. You know, that I got tax audited 3 times in a 2-year period. I had ice cream trucks sitting in front of my house in the middle of the winter. You know, all that old bullshit. Because they had to really figure out, was I trying to call people to arms, which I wasn't. It was just a record. It was just a protest song. Right. So, you know, I lived through that, and I found out who my friends were. You know, they don't care about hip-hop. Hip-hop can back you, but when hip-hop backs you, hip-hop is one big nigga. It's just one nigga. I don't give a fuck how many rappers come to your aid. That's just one nigga. You need someone outside of hip hop to back you. If you get in trouble, all the rap can band together. We are all just one nigga.
That's why Hillary win.
You need maybe Quincy Jones to come out. You know, who's not considered a nigga. Or, you know, somebody.
Pharrell.
But yeah.
I'm calling Pharrell. I don't got Quincy number. I got
Pharrell might still be considered a nigga.
Nah, Pharrell ain't no nigga, my nigga.
But no, that's what they'll do. They'll when if he came out the same, they'll go, well, you know, he's a rapper, and they'll throw him in there with the rest.
He's a nigga now.
Yeah,
he's a nigga now.
Yeah, you need someone outside, you know, Martin Scorsese or someone to come and back you.
Quentin Tarantino in the
back you.
Well,
he's a nigga now.
He's a nigga now.
He's a nigga now. He went up against the cops. So you need someone who's unexpected to back you. So anyway, I took the heat, and you know, I wrote it out like, you know, I didn't bring anybody else into it. I didn't say, hey, this other rap group or this rock group. I just handled it myself the way I've been. You know, I was raised by G's, and I still adhere to that code. You know, that's your drama. You deal with it. You dig? So I dealt with it, and you know.
And if it wasn't, cause I mean, it was you, then Uncle Luke.
Yeah.
Because it was you first, then Uncle Luke, right?
Then Uncle Luke, then Death Row.
Then Death Row.
They
well, NWA dealt with it too.
Yeah, they dealt with it too.
He was the first.
Right, but I'm saying
they dealt with
going
fuck
along
the
the
police.
line.
You're right, right. Luke got hit.
NWA, yeah.
Yeah, it was NWA.
Fuck the police. They got
The president was on them for that too.
FBI. FBI was.
Who started that?
Yeah, but then when they dropped Death Row with Ted Turner because they were concerned. It was a ripple effect.
And Dionne Warwick was involved, and all these people. And,
and did you see Dolores Tucker?
Yeah,
but here, let me give you a jewel though.
Yeah.
It's not hip hop that they were afraid of. They were afraid the fact that white kids were getting this information. It's like as long as you sing to the hood, no one really cares because they already say we one big nigga. But once we express it and they see their little daughters is walking around, fuck the police and cock killer, and then now you're infecting the rest of the world, and that's when you become a threat.
Right.
So that's when they saw me have, you know, thousands of white kids yelling "fuck the police" with me. They were like, "We got to deal with this cat, right? Because he's infecting." That's why one of my albums was called "Home Invasion," because it was me saying, "Yo, we've invaded your kids. You know, we're in there."
You got a different perspective on cops now that you play one. I mean,
wait, you skip it. Come on, I'm gonna have to ask you to relax.
Yeah,
I'm going there, Charlie. I got a message to my man.
Yes,
hold on. Let's stay.
Great interview.
Let's stay.
Drake Champs is for real.
My interview, Charlie.
N.O.R.E can interview. I respect it. I like good questions. You know how you do an interview and the niggas and you dumb questions. You like,
right? No. I'm a hip hop fan.
Yeah. So when well, how long you been in the NBA? Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
So
nigga?
now, after Cop Killer,
one
of my favorite records of all time. Still to this day is created. I still want to create. I actually think I created this record over, but I didn't do it justice.
You did.
And it goes, I am a. If y'all know the record, if y'all real hip hop,
Nightmare.
Hold on, open another bottle. We already got bottles open. Come over here. Come over. You're the barber. Relax. Relax.
That's my new shit right there.
Relax. I want everybody, if you real hip hop, to sing along. Help me sing along, Ice. I am a nightmare walking, psychopath talking, king of my jungle, just a gangster stalking. Yo, that shit. Yo, from when What was the movie? Let me.
Did you write it before? Was that inspired by the movie or before the movie? Did you already know you were
story
going
that goes
Let me take it to where we was going. To where I was going. I had heard of California at this time. What year was Colors? Can you Google it? I want to be.
That's got to be like 92, no?
93, I think.
I got you.
Nah, I think it's 92. I think it's 92.
You got. But I had heard of California. We had. You know.
88.
Damn, we're all off.
We got visions of California. But this is the first time, in my opinion, this is the original California love. Colors.
Yeah.
And when I heard that, when I seen the movie, I had no idea
That was popping off, right?
what the fuck was going on the West Coast. All I used to see was beaches.
Right.
And
Yeah.
I had no idea you could get killed in California
Indeed.
until Colors came. Like I knew about Cop Killer, but I was just like, I didn't know.
Yeah, well, Colors was before Cop Killer.
Yeah, it's before.
Colors was
Before Cop? I thought
Yeah.
Cop Killers came out first.
No.
Okay.
Before. We just
My
in the
bad.
80s,
Yeah, Colors. What happened with Colors was they was doing this movie called Colors. Dennis Hopper was directing it, and apparently it was going to be a Warner Brothers film, and due to the fact it was a Warner Brothers film, I was the first rapper signed to Warner Brothers, so they're going to, of course, look at my music first. So they wanted to use a song I did called "Squeeze the Trigger" off my first album, and.
But the movie was already done?
Yeah, the movie's done.
Okay, go ahead.
So they got this scene with Don Cheadle in it, you know, Rocket. He was listening to my song.
That's right, he's
so,
Rocket.
So I'm like, well, if you wanna use my song, let me see the movie.
That's what I was just about
Right.
to ask you. Damn.
So I got to see the movie. So I'm looking at the movie. I'm like, okay, there's some wrong shit in it because at the time the blacks wasn't fighting the Mexicans.
Right.
You know, there was some other stuff. But I'm like, it still kind of gives you an overall. You know, the most real shit is when you see the tank in the county with the 3800 and the Crips and the Bloods across with the fence.
Oh, you talking about in jail?
Yeah,
That was a powerful scene.
But they never let that many niggas out at the same time. But
Wait. Say that again. Say that scene again.
there's a scene where you see them
And they all
coming
just-
at the Crip module, and you see the Crip module on one side and the Blood module on one side.
Okay.
And they're in that, yeah.
You saying that's not true or that?
Well, no,
was?
they never let that many people out, and also in jail you don't wear all the colors like that.
Right.
You know, so they let them in jail. You're in a uniform by this
Right.
point, but they showed it like that to kind of, you know.
Right.
So I'm sitting there. So I'm like, I'm not gonna critique the out. I'm happy they're making the movie. Now, when they wanted to do the movie, first they said let's shoot it in Chicago, and then Dennis Hopper said let's shoot it in L.A. The people said we have gangs in L.A.
So it would have been about Chicago?
Well, they wanted to make a movie about gangs, but they didn't know there were gangs in L.A.
Oh,
that
shit.
year, 360 kids had died, almost one a day in L.A. But no one it wasn't spoken. It's like Black Lives Matter. No one talks about us. We were just getting killed. So I'm like, okay. So I watched the movie. So I said, do they have a title song? And they had a song. And if you want to track the movement, get the Colors soundtrack. B-side, last record is a song by Rick James called Colors. It's whack. That shit is like, it's like Rick James talking about, look at all these colors. You know, Rick James out. So I'm like, nah, I can't fuck. So I told Africa Islam, who was producing me at the time, I
Wow.
said, let's make a record. I said, I know this gang shit like the back of my hand. I mean, let's take them in the brain of a gangbanger. So at the time, I was vibing. Here's another something you never know. I was vibing off of King Son's record, Mythological. 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 And remember, he comes on, when I get ill, it's a reason, because it's the season. When I am a nightmare walking, psychopath talking.
I never knew that, man.
That's the cadence for Mythological.
Yeah, you fucking me up
well,
right
see,
now.
I think rap, we
Influence each other,
You're
of course.
influencing each other. You're not biting because you never knew.
Right.
But I'm like, yo, I'm coming in like King Son because he said, when I get ill, it's a reason because it's duck season. Hunter of the fronter. You know, I was like, that shit is hard, right?
That's
that
hip-hop
was my
right there.
hardest
That's
shit.
hip-hop.
So I just came in, I am a nightmare walking, psychopath talking. Same shit. So I wrote the song, did the video. It was so big, people thought I was in the movie. People walking to me like, y'all saw you in colors.
I swear to God, I still think I can see you in colors.
Yeah, I'm not in the movie.
And I saw the movie so many times. But now, that movie,
The song might be bigger
that
than the
movie was single-handedly the introduction to California lifestyle?
And put me in the game. Because all my other records, I was still bubbling, but that was a national hit. I mean, that crossed all, and everybody wanted to see the guy that made Colors. So I went out on the Dope Jam tour with Eric B. and Rakim, Dougie Fresh, Kumo D, Bismarcky, and I was out there with them. I was the only West Coast.
I was about to say the only West Coast.
Must have been crazy we would perform that song and that.
Oh, we shut them down. And you know, it's funny because Eric B and them was kind of like, you know, LA niggas. They had that New York shit going. And they, you know, they had the chains and Supreme Mathematic.
Yeah.
Supreme Magnetic was out
Puerto
there.
Rican, the original Supreme.
I'm like, from Decepticons.
Yeah,
all that.
Brooklyn.
So my intel had told me, I've got my own intel. I'm like the CIA. They're like, okay, he's the one. Watch him. He's the shooter. We watch him. We're like, who are these niggas? I don't walk in there. I know what's going on. So they was like, okay, this one's live and there's one right there and he's cool. So they was looking at us. They had no idea who we were. And then when we showed up, they was like, oh, these are LA gang members. Like, these niggas is crazy. We had just the same shit they had, but the West Coast version of it. And when I hit the scene, I came out and I opened with Colors. On the tour, and the shit rocked. Like I just came out, and that shit and the whole stadium went up. And all of a sudden, KRS-One started talking to me. Everybody on the tour realized that I was pulling my motherfucking weight out there, and we all became close friends. Rakim and I are friends today, but they were sizing me up out the gate.
Yeah, no, but did you understand that Colors in a way, like right now? You could go in Harlem, and I'm sure because you live in New York for real,
right?
Like you're not a fake guy who just visits New York.
Yeah,
you live in New York, Jersey. You've been around at places I be at. I'm like, damn, I used to over there.
Yeah.
So did you ever think that from Colors that New York would be gangbanging the way New York is?
I still don't truly understand it. Like I roll with Tretch a lot, right? And Tretch,
and he blood.
It's over in Jersey with the Bloods, but you know, I can't really get it. Totally understand it, but one thing I do understand is respect a nigga with a gun. Right?
That's real shit.
That's what it is.
You know, niggas
Make
say,
some noise.
So, you know, I'm gonna walk up to a nigga and say, well, you a fake gangbanger. He like, yeah, this is a fake bullet too. Nigga, like, take this, you know. So I don't know, you know, when you're from LA and you hear guys in other cities saying they're Hoover Crips, but they never seen the street, or they're, you know, whatever, you know, they're 60s, but they're from Florida or something. I'm like, how's that possible?
Because 60s is a street. In
the 60s. All of them are 30s are a street, the 40s are a street.
Right.
Yeah, that's 83rd Street. It's usually the hottest street in that 10-block radius is the street that gets named, like 111s, 120. So you know, I learned, but I know how it happened. What happened was when the drug trade really hit and it stopped coming through Florida, it started to come through Mexico. Should I even tell this story?
Yeah,
okay.
please.
Nobody listens to us, Ice.
This is vague game, and this is old game. But what happened was the coke became less expensive in California, and as it moved across the country, it became instantly like a key would double. So everybody in LA was trying to put the game on the road. So you got a cousin in Seattle, right? So you send a couple of homies up to Seattle and you say, okay, at this point, y'all niggas is Playboy Gangster Crips because that's what set we from. And these niggas are from Seattle and they don't really know about it. But then there's some real
Playboy Gangster.
Yeah, we take these niggas and get them khakis and shit like that. Then maybe you might send a nigga from LA to put some work in. They ain't never seen violence like that. Before you know, they turned out and they moving weight. And this happens all over the country. Niggas coming from St. Louis. So there's somebody from LA that took that gang out there. Now, are they respected in LA? Well, to an extent, but you can't come. I don't care if you're from whatever, Wyoming or whatever, and you come to LA and you actually in Hoover's hood and you claim Hoover, you're gonna bow down for that street. That actual street. Them niggas on that block, that's the G's. So I you know, I was up in Harlem and I met some Bloods, right? So I was like, they like, yeah, nigga, Ice, we Bloods. I'm like that. I said, okay, like that. He said, you was a Crip, right? And they're like, yeah. It was cool. I'm like, well, you ain't supposed to be that cool with me. You know, like if your niggas really banging, right? I said, well, gang banging is the act of murder. So then they was like, they was like, I said, show me a blood sign. So they did like this. And I was like, turn it upside down. I said, that's a blood sign too. They were excited. They were like, yeah, that's a Pyru.
Okay, B. Okay.
So that's a B. I said, I just said, turn it upside down. I said, that's a blood sign. Like I'm giving them gang tutoring.
Right.
They were like, thank you. Like I was like, man, but nobody that comes from that wants it to happen.
Right.
The gang thing happened. We were young. Kids was out there. We were protecting the neighborhood, and it got taken out of control once the drugs came in. Once the drugs came in, it split into little sets. So now Crips is fighting Crips. Blood niggas don't care what color you're. It's just
so you saying back then Crips wasn't fighting Crips? Because it seems like Crips always had beef with Crips.
No. If you was a Crip, you was a Crip. But now it's sets. The sets just splintered. They splintered. So say, for instance, we all one Crip set, and then you got the sack, and you like, nigga, we the N.O.R.E. Crips now. Us four this splinter. And that's what happened.
And he said because the price of the drugs went down. Like when Escobar went down, and it all started going through Mexico.
Are you blaming the Crips on
it's
Escobar?
greed. It's greed. It's just greed. It's like,
but that did change the trading, the way it traded.
Yeah, the trade came to LA, but greed. It's just he's the boss, you start counting his money. Soon as a side nigga starts counting the boss's money, you have the potential for deceit. Anything can happen. So you always telling me, man, N.O.R.E.'s making a little bit too much money. Why are you counting the boss's money, man? Why are you worrying about what he's making? And eventually you gonna say, man, let's go this way. And that happens in any type of organization.
In gang culture, let me ask you a question. In gang culture, can there ever be one leader or no?
Yeah, the leader of each set. I rolled with a dude named Tony Bogart, who was the leader of Imperial Courts of the P.J. Watts Crips, which is a whole project. And I seen him walk into a rec room, and I seen 100 niggas stand up and like and get quiet until he came in and they sat down. I'm like, yo, that was a G, but they killed him.
Wow.
He's gone. I mean, the thing about gang membership, the thing about crime, period, is everyone is a liar, a cheater, a thief, a double. I mean, you're dealing with a group of bandits. Right. You dig? So anything could fucking happen. You hope there's loyalty inside of it, but you're dealing a bunch of murderers. Yeah. Everyone is cold-blooded, So your idea is to get the fuck out of there as soon as possible. That's why I'm square as a pool table, twice as green. I wouldn't steal a nickel off the mantelpiece, man. I'm not really, I'm fortunate. I lived through it, but it's not what I'm about no more. I don't want to live like that, man. That's just crazy.
Now, Ice, you survived the scrutiny from the Cop Killer record. You pull out the Colors record. The Colors record bring you everywhere. Now, where is Ice at when he hears NWA? Fuck the police. Well, you remember where he was at when you first?
Well, I knew NWA because NWA used to open for me. We used to go out.
What?
Yeah.
Hold on. You just said that mad nonchalantly.
It had to be around Colors too, as well.
Yeah, that's Cube. You gonna do Cube? I would take out NWA. We would all tour together. It would be NWA, Ice-T, DOC. And then when Easy put out his record, they split it and they tried, do Easy with another group. And we would all go all over the place together. We used to fight together. We used to get out there and get it going because we were West Coast. Cube and me are like brothers. I love Cube. Like, we were close. I used to, when they came out with Fuck the Police, we was out there rapping. We was out there rapping, and they hit him in the head with that. I'm like, oh, shit. But see, I always knew.
So the first time you heard it was on tour with them?
Yeah, because Easy and them were playing it before they dropped it. So I heard it on the radio. I'm like, oh, y'all niggas about to go there. Because I used to say fuck the police on my shows, right? So before I would do 6 in the morning, I would go out and I would say, yo, the police told me I can't do this song, right? And then I would get the audience pipped up and I was like, yo, I say, fuck the police, and the crowd went crazy. So maybe a little light went off in Easy's head, like, I got something right here.
Say that.
But I used to say, I had an echo. I said, my name is Ice-T, I got a rep like a killer. No one gets wilder, no one gets iller. iller. I don't get high. I don't drink Miller. But if your girl's empty, I'm sure I can fill her. I make stupid ass records because I just don't care. Motherfuckers can't even play my shit on the air. But y'all know you like it. You say you want more. Because every time I leave the crib to go to the store, I hear 6 in the morning, police at my door. That shit is. And that's how we would cut that
Let's make some
record
noise for
up.
hip-hop. Yo, what kind of food you got over there? It just
I
smell.
ain't even sharing.
Y'all ain't all for nothing. Like, you can't just do shit like
Smells
that.
like Macahaya Bang
But
Bang.
I was with them at the time, and you know it was a movement, and I always knew. And to me, honestly, NWA, I needed NWA because I was by myself, and to have 4 more cats rolling
On
you
the
know,
West, same.
yeah, we weren't enemies, so it's like, and you know now. They would always hit harder than me because I'm one rapper versus a gang of motherfuckers rapping. And it sounds better when people are spitting on top of each other. And then they wrote some incredible records. Then they had
Did you
Dr.
know them
Dre.
for their neighborhood or no?
No, they're
Okay.
from a different area.
They had Dr. Dre.
Cube is from 120th Street. I'm from the 40s. And like, so I knew Dub C. Dub C used to be beatbox for Clientele, who was in the Wrecking Crew. So but that's the thing. LA is a small tree. Like you guys, hip hop. Oh, here's a big tree. Everything in LA is either NWA and who they became, the Syndicate, my crew, and who they became, which included Cypress Hill,
Everlast.
which includes Everlast, which includes
House
Dub
of
C
Pain.
and Aladdin. Them or a few groups that were on Delicious Vinyl, which was Tone Loc and Young MC. So if there's beef in LA, you could call me, Cube, Snoop, you know, and shut it down because there's only it's everyone that comes up from under us. So that's why the only time there was ever beef on the West Coast was Family Feud when they fought, and everybody just had to step back because how am I get between Easy and Cube when I know so it's a family feud.
So when Fuck the Police came out, did you know exactly what they was gonna go through at that moment?
No, I had no idea because
you were the first.
We were hardcore rap though. They wasn't really fucking with us like that. I didn't have no idea that the police would intervene.
Right.
I had no idea
They
that
were actually at
Well, you
their
hadn't
shows.
gone through the body count thing yet. Yeah, this is after.
we were going through cursing
Cocktails
shit.
out yet?
No, it's after that. It's after.
92 was
So Fuck the Police came out first?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, I got my history fucked
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
I thought Cop Killer came out first.
No. Cop Killer didn't come out to Body Count didn't come out till the OG album came out. So that was later. But they did it first, and we were already getting in trouble for cursing. This is how bullshit
On
rap.
shows or on records?
Oh no, at shows.
Yeah, remember, and this is the Luke thing and the whole
If you
parental
curse,
advisory thing.
if you curse, we're gonna arrest you.
Yeah.
That was, you can't curse. So they would show up at the shows and show us that shit. And then what we would do is we would do the show and the cops would be on the side and they used to shut the lights off and I would jump off into the pit and run out the side door. So we would run from the cops and then we would get the tour bus and we would get to the next state.
Yo, he really paved the way for us.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
that shit just put it in total perspective.
Yeah.
When a person says it like that, like, cause Luke said it, and I thought Luke was being banned. I didn't think Luke was being banned for cursing. I thought Luke was being banned for being vulgar.
All
you know
of
what
this
I'm saying?
cursing
Yeah,
is
but
part
just
of the
cursing,
vulgarity.
you saying?
Yeah, in the Bible Belt, when you're down there,
That's they were running that whole agenda.
That's kind of still like that.
they would show up at the show with a piece of paper that says, if you curse, we will shut the show down.
Wow.
And that was my cue to go harder.
Wow.
Like, yo, fuck that. You know what I'm saying? We gonna come out here. And I would always say the police warned me. And, you know, that just got the shit even more crazy and stuff like
They
that.
got that from you. 'Cause they used to say that.
But my whole thing was, I had already been breaking the law, right? So whatever this charge was nothing. I was like, compared to what I was used to doing, I'm gonna go to jail for talking, kiss my motherfucking ass, let's go, you know, and I had money, and I'm like, we'll bail out. I mean, I knew it was a petty charge. You know? So I'm like, you know, so that was, yeah, we used to run from the police a lot. I can remember we had a big ass fight. We had lots of fights out there on the road. Because when we would come to towns, they want to test you. I remember the big niggas, yo, Easy, come here, Easy. Like they wanted to see Easy, like you know. So Easy was small, so he wouldn't want to really just. I'm always like, take me to your leader type nigga. I'm 6 foot tall. I'm like, let's go. We can go a couple rounds, MMA up in this bitch. Let's go. So I never really felt I had no problem with street niggas. When I got to Detroit, I'm like, take me to your leader. Let me see who the toughest nigga is. I'll befriend him and I'm good.
Right.
I'm not here. I'm here to entertain you anyway. I'm not your enemy. I'm not here to sell you drugs or take your block.
Right.
What's what? You need some backstage passes? Is he the boss? Hook him up. Now, we good? Yeah, we good, nigga. You good. Now I got security.
Right.
You know? That's how I played it. Everywhere.
But it's like
town.
Quickset. Quickset, everywhere is like Compton. Remember the joint?
Yeah.
That's what you
Yeah,
remind me
if
of.
you're smart, if you know, I mean, the same thing you do in prison. Like, shit.
I was just about to say that's.
So before we get into all that, how did Ice-T wind up in the Army?
I got in the Army because when I was in high school, I got my girlfriend pregnant. I just got out of high school, and I graduated early. I was an A student. I was on the honor roll, all that shit. I graduated 20-week report card. I was out. I had all my credits, and I started trade technical college. I wanted to I can paint cars. I can do all kinds of body and fender and all that kind of shit. That was what I thought I was going to do, fix lowriders. I was into cars. I always been into cars. And I got my girl pregnant because I didn't really know how easy it was to get a girl pregnant. You know, I was just like a young nigga.
No rubbers. Rubbers was not in style.
I wasn't getting that much pussy up to that point. You know,
rubbers wasn't in style back then anyway.
Nah, so I got her pregnant and I was like, fuck. So now I got a baby coming and I'm a small time hustler, you know, doing small bullshit, you know, stealing car radios. Nothing, drugs hadn't come. Nothing had come up that was going to make me rich. And I was also very athletic. I was in gymnastics in high school. I was doing, you know, parallel bars.
Because in Inglewood, the high school you went to?
Crenshaw High School. Yeah, so I was strong. I was very strong. So they had a enlisting office on Crenshaw. And I just walked in there and I was like, you know, I got to get out of the game because I got a kid. And so I went in there and then I just basically was picking uniforms. I was like, well, what's that? And they go, well, that's infantry. You get $2,500 bonus. I'm like, word? Okay. And he said, that red beret, that's airborne. You get another $2,500. I was like, but I can't come home in no red beret. You dig? I couldn't wear no red. I was like, yo. So then I said the next one was the black beret, which was the Rangers.
Which is serious shit.
I like that because that was like the Black Panthers, right? Then the next one was Special Forces, the green beret. But that was 52 weeks of basic. Or AIT.
Wait, so hold on. You was about to join the Army and they tried to offer you red and you
No. Well, they took a piss. When I went in,
damn, this nigga, he refused the Army for red.
Well, when I went in there, I was picking uniforms. I just was like, what am I gonna look like? And then they was like, well, this is regular infantry. This
Call Mike Booth, tell him to do an interview. Okay.
This right here, if you go, you know, airborne, you get to wear red beret. And I was like, I can't come home in no red beret. You dig what I'm saying? I was like, I can't come to my neighborhood.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's what it was. So then I had a black beret and a green beret. So I picked the black beret. And basically it's just a bunch of training, bunch of athletic shit. As long as you have good cardio, you could do it. You know, but you just got to be disciplined. You got to get used to people yelling in your face and all that.
Being kind of humble. Rangers is kind of tough.
Yeah, you have
My
to
boy
be
Charlie
athletic.
was in the Army. He knows.
More than that.
Well, you know, if you was in the Army, you know, it's better mental shit. They're gonna yell at you. They're gonna try to fuck you up mentally. But then you gotta, you know, you deal
And
with
you
sleep
coming from
deprivation.
the hood. So
Yeah.
how did you accept the discipline?
Yeah, you got
'Cause
to.
You wanted
You
some
have to.
discipline?
The hood is in the military, man.
Well, you know, like in that movie Officer and the Gentleman, where the man says, "Why are you here?" He says, "I ain't got nowhere else to go." That's the only way you're gonna make it through that training is you have to believe you have no options. You can't. It's not something you just say, "I just think I want to do."
Right.
You gotta be like, "What is my other option? I gotta do this." And so, you know, the training was exciting to me, and the athletic part was exciting to me. The discipline stuff, I realized they was trying to mind fuck me, so I worked against that, and I just knocked it out. But you know,
Yeah, somebody call Capone.
it's just some
You feel that any of those skills you learned in the military helped you throughout your life?
yeah. When I started robbing banks.
I wasn't ready, but I'm ready now.
Yeah, when I started.
After the military?
Yeah. Well, when I came home
Yo, you grab the seltzer water from out there?
From the
service, because I went to the service right out of high school.
Served your country, then you started robbing your country.
Well, that wasn't my country. They're insured.
robbing private banks.
They're insured.
Hello? Yo, you live on the podcast with Ice-T. It's Capone.
Y'all, Ice T, what's up, baby?
What's up, Capone? I asked about you.
Yeah, I told him.
Hey, listen. How long you gonna be around?
I'm gonna be here. This conversation might go all night. I don't know, but they going in. We just getting the halfway. We're at the halfway point,
baby. You know what I'm saying?
Well, where you at, man?
Hey, I'm close. I'm not far.
All right, come on. Well, hey Ali. He knows his birthday. Happy birthday, and we celebrate your party tonight. Happy birthday, Capone.
Alright, done deal.
All right, hey Ali, we're gonna finish this interview with Ice-T. We're gonna hit you back.
You at the hotel?
We at the W.
Right,
the W.
All right, one love.
That's funny when niggas be on the talking on the phone.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
And they be whiz-eye, kiz-eye.
I don't know.
The feds talk that shit way better than you.
She wasn't there when I went.
You hear what I say? When niggas be on the phone and they be whiz-eye, kiz-eye. I say the feds talk that shit way better than you.
Way better.
They break that shit down.
They say it's better to talk regular if you're not doing that much because the feds put whatever behind
Oh my God, hold up.
That was the Yimmy?
That was the straight vodka just now. That is not good.
Drink champ.
I didn't open. I thought you helped me out. I thought you were my friend. You over here shampoo for no reason. Yo. So what we were talking about? I'm sorry.
Talking about robbing shit.
Oh, the bank robbery.
It's all the bank after he got up
After the range.
Bank robbery. There's two ways to rob a bank.
I'm talking about after you was in the army.
All right, this what happened.
Trying to do the right thing.
I come home.
Just so you know, Ice-T, we praise foul niggas in the army.
Okay.
In the drink champ.
All right,
and the way you describe yourself,
But you was trying to do the right thing.
you're like the foul nigga president. Because you got out the army and robbed the bank. Let's make some noise for that.
You thought I'm trying to do the right thing by
No, when I got home, when I left, my niggas was small time criminals. Yeah. When I came home, they had elevated their game. So I'm like, so what are y'all doing? They say we robbing jewelry stores, we getting check cash and booths, we getting credit unions, occasional banks. You know what I'm saying? That's like that, a bank. So I was like, so what's the get down? Now, due to the fact I had all that military training, I was able to up the game up, and I told them, basically, any operation deals with intelligence. The more you know about the mark, the better. So I added that to the game, like lots of heavy-duty casing, lots of understanding what the alarms and the response times was and stuff. So, there's lots of ways of doing it. There's what's called, like with jewelry, there's this basic snatch and grab where you just walk in and get a watch and run. There's basically the bash where you knock out the glass and stuff. Then you've got the burglary, which is a 459. But if you're going for the safe, now see, I could give up some game or shit.
Give us some
See,
game.
If you want to hit it, all right, fuck it.
It was a 459.
459 is a burglary.
All right.
If you're gonna rob a jewelry store, rob it at the time it opens or the time it closes. Why? Why? Because the safe's open.
Right.
In the morning. So what you want to do is you want to get there right when they pulling the shit out of the safe. Right when they're pulling those plaques out. No, that's jewelry. That's jewelry. That was when you see a jewelry store at night, when they close that door at the last minute and they start to, and if you really want to time it, let them lay the plaques up. Let them get everything out and up, out of the window. Let them do it for you. So that everything is stacked, but right before it's getting ready to go in the safe, that's when you want to hit them. Right. And then we're not going to give you the step-by-step details. Okay. And also, bottom line is, anything you do, you got to do it backwards. So it's not as important where the lick is, it's where you're going to escape to, and that has to be like a maze of how you're going to get away. You don't just do it and then say, now where do we run? All that is all thought out. One way, we use motorcycles on one-way streets. I could take a motorcycle, I could hit the jewelry district over here and put a bike, and all I'm gonna do is hit one-way streets backwards. Right, so they can't get. But then, do they got helicopters under the ground? Like, do you know the best way to get away from a high-speed chase is take them into a parking structure? Not out on the street, a parking structure where now the cops got to stay outside. They can only come in one. Then you can ditch the car and you can go through the steps and So all this stuff is shit I did for years. Anyway, and you're gonna end up getting killed or murdered at some point I done it, and whatever. Bank robberies aren't.
Thought about robbing bank.
But the thing of it is, most of the times, there's two ways you rob a bank. You play a note, you play a teller, or you go for the vault. What you saw in The Heat is a takeover robbery where they would take the whole vault. That's a lot of exposure.
You ain't make it to that part. You ain't go there.
I was around cats that went in the vault and stuff like that, but you're gonna be in there a long time. You know, most times people just walk up and play the note and just get the one teller or you go to the teller.
Now you said a note.
Yeah, how did you do it?
The note, you just walk up and you just say, "I got a gun, give me the money," and they just hand you the motherfucking money. That's called playing a note. That's the easiest way to rob a bank.
That's not a violent robbery, right?
It doesn't matter.
They used to have the thing that blew up and everything.
Well, that's those are ink packs and
Yeah, I'm
stuff.
saying they used to have that back then.
They still got them. Yeah,
They had it back then.
Yeah.
Get out of
But
here.
you know what? At the end of the day, I feel very uncomfortable talking about this stuff.
That's okay.
You know why?
You seem mad comfortable right now.
Well, nah, but
He's giving up juice.
the thing of it is like, and also, like a lot of my friends are still incarcerated. So you know, from they in there saying they didn't do it, here I am saying we did it. You know, that's not good.
That's okay.
But
Nobody listens to us. Don't
yeah,
worry
but
about
you
it.
know, it was a time, and you know, when I got that chance to rap, I jumped in. I didn't, you know, because I knew my days was numbered in low digits. I knew that wasn't gonna last. When you're hustling like that, you make a lot of money, then you spend it. You make a lot of money, then you spend it. You're up and down. Those are licks, you know, and you make it and you spend it, and it wasn't. You know, I didn't see a long life like that. So when the rapping came along, I was like, damn, you know, I could do this. And then I tried to rap like New York, and the niggas was like, rap about what we do. Right. And then we invent what we call the crime rhyme based around that. And I got archives and archives of that shit. So I started making stories, and the stories, like, I call it faction. So it's factual occurrences put into a fictional scenario. Mm-hmm. So things I'm saying, did that happen? Did that really that happened? It could have, and I combine them. So the story sounds really real because the shit really happened, but just not in that particular order.
Yeah. Now, I used to tell
Does that make any sense?
He worded it correctly.
He briefly mentioned, and I think we need to talk about it a little bit more, Rhyme Syndicate.
Yes.
Which might be one of the first crews in hip hop.
Yeah.
Maybe BDP and Rhyme Syndicates around the same era.
Yeah.
And who are the members of Rhyme Syndicate?
Well,
I know Everlast, House of Pain. You know House of Pain, Everlast?
Yes. What happened was, you know, when I decided I wanted to rap, I had to kind of like leave my crime friends alone and get with these rap niggas, right? So I'm with all these different rap people, and seemed like I was gonna make it first. So I said to homies, if I make it, I'm gonna try to help y'all. So I was reading up. I'm an avid reader, so I was reading that, you know, Lucky Luciano had started this thing called The Commission, where it was a group of groups with one common goal. A syndicate is an organization with a group of groups with one common goal. So basically, I'm not the boss, you're the boss, you're the boss, you're the boss of your own organization.
Like a network.
But we agreed to sit down and talk before we fight. Right? So that's what a syndicate is. So I just brought groups in. It's kind of like the West Coast Zulu Nation. Really, kind of like. But I knew LA wasn't really going to ride with the Afrocentric shit. They was too gangsters. So I created a term called the syndicate. And we had Low Profile was in it, which was Dub C. Yep. Of course, when we had Muggs was in a group called 783 at the time. He was a DJ. And of course, Everlast, Divine Styler, Donald D, from the Bronx.
Where was Everlast is from where exactly?
Everlast from LA. He was like from the Valley. And
he had the hair at the time. I remember the joint.
When he was brought to me by a guy named Bilal Bashir. And Everlast first sounded like Rakim. When I heard him, he was rapping. Now new rappers are rapping someone else's voice, and I'm like, right, you know.
Yeah, like Eminem sounded like Jay-Z and Nas on his
and I'm like, you sound dope, but you got to use your own voice, you know. Right. And so once he found his own voice, he started to rap and stuff. But it was just my way of. I got Everlast a record deal. I got Divine Styler a record deal. I did a compilation album. It was just a way of me trying to help West Coast niggas, you know. And try to create peace versus war.
Okay, so now.
Which is not profitable.
This is educational.
New Jack City,
Okay, we're moving up.
which is a New York City classic, but that is so disrespectful.
Hip hop classic, man.
Relax.
No, you relax.
Relax.
I
love that.
Closing my eyes.
Relax.
Because this how much New Jack City means to me. New Jack City is not only a New York classic.
Right.
It's not only a hip hop classic.
Right.
It's not only. It's a worldwide classic.
Cinematic.
But I need to know, you as being the most gangsterist gangster, you had the 60s on your back when it wasn't cool to say the 60s.
Mm-hmm.
You had the Crip shit on your back when it wasn't cool to say the Crip shit.
Mm-hmm.
You had the gang shit on your back when it wasn't cool to say the shit. And now you get presented with this role.
As a cop.
Word.
Yeah, which
I was
at
getting
that
to the
time
next.
would have been controversial.
But it's a joint called New Jack City, and they're saying that it's based on this guy, which is not Nino Brown, because Nino Brown is a fictitious
It was based
character.
on some cats from New York City and also somebody from the Bay, from Frisco.
Wasn't it brothers or something like that?
Cash Money, bro.
Cash Money Brothers from New York. I met the actual guy that said he was.
Was it Washington Heights dudes?
Wait.
based off?
Hold on, tell me. Yeah,
I think Felix
you just told me.
Mitchell-
Wait. Okay. Cash Money Brothers.
CMB. That was
Yeah,
the name of the
yeah,
crew.
yeah.
That was the
Oh,
name.
all right. I got that. You're right.
Got my
Me
name.
off. But how does they even approach you?
Okay, so what happened with New Jack City was they wanted to make this movie and they had written the movie and they didn't know who they were going to get. And at the time there just wasn't a lot of black actors. Now there's hundreds of black actors, but at the time Wesley Snipes had only done Major League. He was, I
love Major League.
Right, but he wasn't a big known actor. So George Jackson and Doug McHenry, the producers, they just had a brainstorm. They said, let's just take people from pop culture. Ice is selling millions of records. He's a little, kind of little pro this, pro that. Let's get him. Let's get Chris Rock. He's the most grimy new. So they just took all the people that they knew that were hot and different, and said, let's make.
Because a lot of us never knew who Chris Rock was until New Jack City.
Let's see if they can act. So I'm in a club, and Mario Van Peebles was in the club, and
That's my man.
he says to me, he heard me
Give
in
me
the
your phone. I'm gonna throw it off the roof.
Not mine.
All right.
he said he heard me in the toilet. I was talking shit to somebody in the bathroom.
In the toilet.
Yeah, I was in the bathroom and I was on my shit. I was like saying, I said, yeah, nigga,
Chambers
if the motherfuckers could get a microscope and find one molecule of me that gave a fuck, then they could angle me, but they can't angle me because there's not a molecule there that gives a fuck. So he said, whoever said that's gonna be the star of my movie, right? So I was just on my Ice-T shit. So I'm out there and now I'm parlaying with 3 females talking my bullshit, trying to sell them a dream. So I'm in the middle of it. And then he walks over, says, hey, Ice, would you like to be in a movie? So I'm like, Hollywood bullshit, right?
Who, Mario Van Peebles?
I'm like, Hollywood bullshit.
For the people who don't know who Mario Van Peebles is, that was the main cop.
Yeah.
Continue.
And his father was in Sweet Sweet Back, badass song. He's a G, Melvin Van Peebles. So he hits me with this bullshit about being in a movie. So I'm like, nigga, you just trying to talk to these girls. Like, so I introduced him to the females. He's like, no, serious, show up at Warner Brothers tomorrow. We got this. So we exchanged numbers.
And you were already on Warner Brothers as a record label.
Everything revolves around Warner Brothers. I'm noticing right now.
At the time.
Yeah.
So I show up at his thing and I look at the script. I'm expecting I'm going to get 4 or 5 lines. So I read Scotty's part. I'm like, yo, this is the whole movie, son. Like, really? Like, I'm not an actor. He said, you can do it. Like, and this nigga got dreads. Like, I got a perm. Like, like, and they were like, and he's a cop? I'm like, man, I don't know. I don't know. So I got home. I started talking to people. I talking to my boys. I'm like, yo, they want me to play a police in the movie, man. What you think? Word? Could I be in the movie?
They ain't even worried about you. They worried
As
about
long as
them.
you in the movie.
Yeah. And niggas from jail was calling me. I'm like, yo, yeah, blah, yeah, we sent the package and all that, but I know you in the bowels of the devil. I understand that, but man, they want me to play the police right now. What do you feel about that in the movie?
Word? If I was out, could I be in the movie? So no one was saying no. Everybody was like, nigga, that's an opportunity.
It's positive.
And then the girls where I used to get my hair did, I used to get my hair done twice a week. I had my shit permed up, more wavy than the ships in the Navy, for fuck of it. We got to keep sharp as steak knives up in this bitch. You dig what I'm saying? I got to outmatch a motherfucking woman before she can understand what I'm saying. So I was sharp. And the girls at the beauty parlor, they was like, I'm from the hood. I call it the beauty parlor. I'm not no fucking salon, nigga. They was like, I said, they want me to kill the police. They were like, Ice, you gotta do it, nigga, because you gonna be one of them real niggas, and when you get over, you ain't gonna forget the hood, and you gonna tell everybody what the fuck's going on, nigga. And if you don't do this movie, don't come back up in this motherfucker, right? So the sisters sent me out on that mission, and I did the movie. I was shitting, nervous.
But now, did they know this story took place in New York?
Didn't matter. It was just an opportunity.
Opportunity. Go ahead.
N.O.R.E, I believe this, man. We come from a background with no opportunities, and we always are upset about that. When you get an opportunity and you don't take it, then you a real live sucker. You know what I'm saying? You're a real live sucker because you bitching about it, and now you get it and you don't take it. And you got to put the jets on when you get that opportunity because we don't get them. We don't get them. So I got that opportunity. So
you took it.
I went and I tried my best to do the movie. I was nervous. This is at the same time Original Gangster came out. This is my biggest album. I was platinum. I was like, I might fuck this all off. But then
you're not telling me you had a choice between going on tour to sell your album and do New Jack City.
No, there was no tour at the time, but my album was hot. So I New Jack City was, can I risk this and fuck up my record? My record is hot.
But now when you got the script, did they tell you the actors that was attached to it, or they didn't?
I didn't care
about
that.
You were going to play a cop and then you didn't know
I was playing a cop
that was going to
and
land.
I had a record out called Original Gangster. That was the dilemma.
You didn't know how that was going to land.
That was the dilemma. And would this movie be whack and ruin everything I got going? And would my niggas accept me? I was worried. I've always been more concerned with my friends, my close friends, whether they're in prison or home. That's been my thermometer on if I'm doing what's right. I gotta keep their respect, and my niggas is street niggas, and they love Law and Order. They like, nigga, hey,
hold on, we going there.
They love it, but I'm telling you, my niggas ain't corny niggas. They told me, yo, a hustler is supposed to get the money by any means, by the path of least resistance, and television has a lot less resistance than 25 to life, nigga. So you do the right thing, get that paper. All right, stop playing, do your numbers, they. So now I'm. Where was I?
New Jack City.
Yeah, New Jack City.
You were contemplating whether
to do it. I was struggling, but I did the damn movie, and it was successful. And I was scared. Like they said, we're gonna put dreads on you because we want people not to just see Ice-T. We want them to give them a chance for you to be another character. If they're so familiar with how you look, it'll throw them off. And I remember I went to the movies like 3 days after it came out. I was sitting behind some niggas and I heard them niggas, look at Ice-T with that motherfucking hat on. That nigga look crazy, the motherfucker, man.
Oh, you snuck in the movie, you ain't let people know.
I was on DL in the cut. I'm like, yeah. You did it too, right? Yeah, I did. I wanted to get a real response. And the nigga, about 10 minutes into the movie, 15 minutes, I'm chasing Chris Rock. They like, get it, Scotty. They start calling me
Scotty,
the other nigga's name. I'm like,
and I was pissed when you called.
I was like, yo.
I was pissed when he called.
But I was like, I'm pulling this shit off. Like, they're rolling with me.
Yeah.
Did the movie, it was a huge success. No negativity. Hip hop embraced me. And everybody, nobody even tripped off the cop thing. They was like, nigga, you acting. That's a job. And I've been rolling like that ever since. Acting is acting.
So that was your first movie role that you fell in love with?
But my first movie, I actually got to speak. I was in those other movies, Breaking back in the day. I was called feature rap talker.
Yeah.
But then you get the call to do a movie with Denzel.
Oh shit!
Then we got Elliot Wilson ambulance.
In New York. But you get the call.
That was my next movie.
The Denzel movie.
Yeah, from Joel Silver, one of the biggest producers in history. He does The Matrix.
What was the name of this movie?
Ricochet with Ice Cube, right?
I got the shirt.
No, Ricochet was with Denzel and John Lithgow.
So, because this is the crazy shit.
Trespass.
Trespass is the one with Ice Cube.
Denzel is not Denzel.
Right.
He's dead. He ain't got the Zell yet. He just dead.
Yeah.
And you do this movie. Did you know that this motherfucker is going to be the illest actor in the world? And and when did you didn't know that?
I knew he was. I mean, to me, Denzel was.
Because you heard of Denzel prior to that?
But I just knew Denzel Washington was the biggest actor I ever worked with. You know, I remember I was just working with just new people. I'm working with Judd Nelson and all that. I knew who Denzel Washington was. I was not
because Wesley wasn't really big when Wesley's
women were loving Denzel. Denzel was the shit. He was the pill. He's like Billy D. Williams.
Yeah. He really did. He the first.
Yeah, he was the nigga. So when I met Denzel, he came down to my level. He was like, look, man, I've been on television. I did this, and I'm just here, and we just getting ready to go do this. And I never forget, I was in the first scene with him, and you know, these really good actors, they'll laugh and joke, and they go action, and they'll hit their characters.
Method acting.
No, that's not method acting.
Okay.
Method acting is when
acting, they're dickheads.
Yeah.
I was on a set with a method actor, and I called him his real name. And
yeah.
I'm Joe. Yeah. Like whatever.
That's close.
Like when it's crazy. They won't break.
They are that person.
Yeah, they won't break the code.
Like if they playing a drug addict, they gonna go out and sleep with real drug addicts and come to work dirty and all that old bullshit.
Yeah.
Fuck that. Acting is lying. Acting is lying. Like if I said the next person that comes in the door, convince him you're my manager. That's acting, right? So they say, where you learn how to act? I'm like, stand in front of a judge.
We've all done that, I think.
Makes them look.
But I mean, Denzel was talking and he was joking. Then they said action, and the nigga jumped into character on me, and I flubbed my line. The nigga did like this. He was like, "Come on, Ice. What's happening?" And I was like, "Oh, that's how we getting down, huh?" Like he's showing me, like, "Come on, like we joke, but I'm gonna hit my line." So that's when I was like, I want to learn how to act, just like that dude.
And you talking about the movie with Ricochet?
But that's when my first chance learning somebody who could, when actors do that.
And that was Denzel who taught you that?
It's almost like they going through their legs with the ball. They playing with you. They like, or action, bam, and they'll hit the shit. And then they'll come out of it and start telling other jokes. You're like, whoa, that's some dope shit right there. You know what I'm saying? So I always wanted to learn how to act like him. And but Denzel wasn't he wasn't the Oscar award winning at that time. But to a bum nigga like me, he was. I was like nobody in the acting world. I was a rapper. Like, how the hell am I even on screen with Denzel Washington? Really, So I'm one of my keys is humility.
I'm about to kick y'all out. This whole side of the room about to go.
Yeah.
Section B.
I smell smoke and shit. Niggas is hitting wax and all that. Relax. I gotta pay for this. Okay, get into
I didn't get any money for that. Like New Jack City, I got $26,000 for New Jack City.
Wow, and that was a payout?
It paid off.
You get royalties.
It paid off.
Yeah, it paid
80 million bucks, probably 100 million by now. No royalties. I got paid scale. It's my first movie. And that's just how it goes.
All you ever got is that 26, that's it?
Yeah. That's just how the game
All that
is.
shit you did to get Pookie?
They could have used anybody.
But it's what it took them to the next level.
Yeah, exactly.
Of course.
Yeah, you can't. How do you negotiate? You have no leverage.
Right.
Who are you? They'll get another nigga. They'll get motherfucking a cake. They put Chuck in a fucking wig. I know he was in there. They got Chuck D in there rapping and singing. I knew everybody knew. They'll replace you. So
You couldn't tell I was 26.
Bless you.
wait a minute. So after that, when I went to go see Joel Silver, I thought I was gonna get paid.
Right.
So I walked in there. I'm like, yeah, well, my last movie, made a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm about to get paid. Now he goes, Ice-T, you've done one movie. He stuck it to me again. So that movie, I got like 48 for less work.
So what movie was this?
Ricochet. I didn't get any money in movies until I did Tank Girl, where I played a kangaroo.
I didn't even hear a Tank Girl. What is this movie? Please put us on.
A movie called Tank Girl with Lori Petty, and I played listen, I'm making a movie with Keanu Reeves called Johnny Mnemonic. I'm in Canada, so I get a call from my manager. He says, "Will you play a stripper in Arizona?"
I said, you motherfucking right, I'll play a stripper in Arizona. So that night I did like 2,000 sit-ups. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna be right. Yeah, it's time for me to get my sex thing going. So the next day they sent me a picture of this kangaroo. And it was like, I was like, what am I, a stripper that's a kangaroo? They go, no, you're a ripper.
Not stripper.
A ripper. A ripper is a mutated person. I'm like, what's the name of the movie? They said the movie's Tank Girl. That shit sounds so generic. I was like, yo, am I not with Keanu Reeves? Didn't he? I mean, what the fuck is going on? And they told me how much money I was getting. I was like, I learned the bunny hop. No, that was that was my first check. I got $1 million. And you ain't never seen it.
Let me find out. Drink Champs is about to be like.
I was like, oh yeah, if you Google, you'll see a picture of Ice-T as a Tank Girl right now. I look crazy, right? Huh?
Did you hit Mike Booth?
It's like a mutated.
You hit Mike Booth because he called
a
me
mutated person.
And they, I'm a N.O.R.E.
It's a
So it was like some sci-fi shit?
Yeah, like a fight over water and Tank Girl Ice-T. You're gonna see a picture of me.
Surviving the Game.
Okay, so while we pulling it up,
Yeah.
I want to respect my brother Charlie. Charlie's my brother for 20 years, and he dove right into it.
Yeah, look at this. Look at this picture.
We're gonna see.
That's me.
Oh shit!
Let me see. What the? You got $1 million for that?
Yeah.
Holy shit!
Let me see.
Yo,
22 days. 22 days in that shit.
Is that CGI or is that
No,
makeup?
that's Stan
Yeah,
Winston.
CGI, man.
That's Stan Winston. That's 5-piece application
Yo,
face.
that's insane.
That's crazy.
You gotta watch that.
Yeah, you gotta put it on camera.
It's a bugged out movie.
Yeah, we gotta show it to the camera. Where's the camera?
So now,
Yeah, that was Tank Girl. So that was, and the thing of it was, now I'm at this point where I'm just taking jobs and I'm rolling with it and they're coming in. So I'm like, shoot, I'm starting to make money now, finally.
so now you consider the actor.
Yeah.
You consider the actor.
Yeah.
You're killing every role you get.
Yeah.
Then CSI comes to you.
Law and Order.
That's the same shit to me. I'm so sorry.
We fans over here. That's disrespectful.
Relax.
Relax. N.O.R.E. can do that. N.O.R.E. can do
We
that.
have to do a relax count. Y'all take a shot every time we say relax.
Yeah. If you're watching it,
Take a shot.
listen. So Law and Order. Dun 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 dun.
Yeah, that's
Music, the soundtrack.
that.
They come to you.
Yeah.
And they say, what do they say?
Okay, little pre-story to that. My first time working with Dick Wolf, who's the executive producer, is in New York Undercover.
Oh yeah. Makes it look.
I was at my house in L.A.
Hold on. Benzino.
Come on, guy. What's wrong with you?
Yo, what's up on my phone? She don't even want to answer for
You got buttery fingers. You got buttery fingers.
Yo, Benzino,
What it do, no?
you live on the podcast.
Zeno, what up?
We here with Ice-T.
What's up, Benzino? It's Ice. What's happening, baby?
We here with Ice-T.
What's good, man? Where y'all at?
You in New York?
Yeah.
All right.
We want to text your address.
Let's edit this out. We have 541 Lexington, the W Hotel. Come through.
Okay, cool. All right.
All right, you know my last name, right? Oh,
Yeah.
see how he treat me, huh? I'm
So,
sorry.
so New York Undercover, I was with Fab Five Freddy in my house. And
Were you on New York Undercover as well?
I was on 3 times. I played a guy named Danny Up. And Andre Harrell was talking to Fab Five Freddy. Fab Five was like, I'm at Ice-T's crib. He said, put Ice-T on the phone. He's like, yeah, you got to come on my show, New York Undercover. Andre was part of that. I'm like, I told him, nigga, that's a ripoff of New Jack City. New York Undercover. I said, you.
Never thought of that.
Oh, that's real. I never thought that either.
Yeah.
Was I too young to peep that?
Nobody's yeah.
Yo, that's fucking
my show.
crazy. I didn't know that.
That's why I'm here to clarify this shit.
Hey, yo,
I'm here to
I swear to
clarify.
God, so
That's
you
why I
said
had
it,
to
it
do
makes
Drink
sense.
Champ. So anyway, he's like, yeah, well, come on the show. And I'm like, all right, I'm doing movies now, nigga. And then he was like, oh, Ice, you too big now. You know how they do that? Like, I was like, all right, well, give me a bad guy role and I'll play it. Because I've been playing the police. I said, give me a bad guy role. So there was this role called Danny Up. I played it. I get a call from Dick Wolf. They go, we don't want to kill you at the end of the episode. Will you do more?
And I fought with him. We renegotiated, got a better room, moved me from a bullshit hotel to the Four Seasons. I did 2 more episodes. I shot Malik Yoba's girl, and I just wild out. So after I did that show, I did a show for him called Swift Justice. I played a bad guy. I did Law and Order. I played a pimp. They killed me with a bowling pin. Then I had a show called Players on TV that was my own show with Costas Manlar and Frank Hughes. Okay, when those shows were over, Dick Wolf, he says, I wish I had a stronger vehicle for you, right? Meaning you got it, but... So I'm like, cool. So I was back in LA doing my business, doing my shit, trying to create iTunes. I was trying to create MP3 bass that we could put rap music on and people could get it, go straight to MP3. Niggas was looking at me like, what is MP3? Niggas was like, that'll never work. Never work. Niggas ain't getting rid of these CDs, son. I'm like, no, niggas, it's a digital. I was like, niggas
like Napster era? This is before Napster, after Napster?
It was during the time Napster was doing it, but my thing was I would take your album, I would digitally, I was going to create iTunes. I would take your album, I would put it onto a website where we would download it for money. It's just iTunes, before iTunes. Where I would go, I was going to, but yeah, iTunes. And I was going to, and not only that, I was going to do it regionally where there'd be a map.
What the fuck, man?
Police.
How many noises can we get?
Put it on speaker. Put it on speaker.
On speaker, we keep it money.
Hello?
Hi, good evening. I have Capone here.
Let his monkey ass up. Let him up.
It's okay. Let him up.
All right.
All right.
Really? Yeah. So no, my thing was it had a regional map. So if you could go to like if you wanted Pennsylvania, it would show all the rappers from Pennsylvania. So it would break it down regionally because I knew hip hop was regional. So you could do it. But anyway, that was I was creating when I got the call to do SVU.
Right.
And I said no.
Well, okay. Continue.
I said no because I had 15 employees. I had databases. I had servers. I was trying to go. And then my boy, we had a little problem in LA where one of my buddies had set me up to get robbed.
What? Iceman?
Yeah.
What's his name? Let's just shit on him right now.
Well, he's no longer with us.
Okay. God bless him.
Yeah. So, but basically, one of my friends who I looked out time through prison, he sent some people up to my office, and there was a robbery that took place. So everybody figured it out, and it was a little hostile moment. Everybody was worrying about what's going on, and then we figured out who did it, and it was tension. You know, tension and shit. You know, my daughter was in the room. It was an ugly situation. It's in my book. I wrote it in my book. So when it happened, one of my boys from 60s, they called it Emperor. He with me every day. So he was like, they offered me to do the show. He said, "Get out of town, man. Get out of town, nigga. You know, fuck it. It's 4 shows. Ice, what we gonna rob you? Is some money here? Like, we wasn't making no money yet in the business yet." He's like, "I got this." So I came out here to do 4 episodes for SVU, and it's been 18 years.
God damn, make some noise for that.
Make some noise for your friends.
Make some noise for the Emperor too. Let's respect the Emperor.
But then also the negativity is also one of the reasons they say go and shake to New York because of all this drama's going on. Because
now, how hard was it to adapt to New York? Because right now you like just as much as a New York nigga than me.
Well, I always loved New York. I was actually born in Newark, New Jersey. My mother passed when I was in the 3rd grade. My father when I was in the 7th. I lived in Summit, New Jersey, over there with my father. And then I left to go to LA when my father died, and I was in LA ever since.
You moved to LA with?
My aunt, his sister. Yeah. So I lived out there with them and stuff. So this brought me back. Music brought me back. I was coming out here to get, because to me, being a rapper, I had to get the cosign of New York. You can't be a rapper and not have New York's cosign as far as I was concerned.
Right. Some noise.
Oh, yeah.
Someone's still celebrating his birthday. Happy birthday.
Hold on. I'm going to get up to say happy birthday. Happy birthday. You got the good pony on right now, too.
You know, this shit good to me.
Happy birthday, my brother.
It's so easy. What's up, E?
Happy birthday, my
How's
brother.
everybody doing?
We doing.
Y'all making up more
That's
money.
you. Sit right there. Sit right there.
I'm going to take one more piss, too.
Pump.
Really?
Pump. Put that over there.
Oh, shit, my bad.
Ice in there.
Has, what up, man?
Happy birthday, my brother.
Nigga, everybody left.
We like halfway through my life story here. These guys ain't leaving no stone unturned. But that's good. That's good. I mean, it's better for it to come from my mouth than somebody on the side.
Please continue, please.
Making that bullshit.
Freakiest guy ever.
So,
What's up, fam?
So when you moved to LA.
yeah. So that was when I moved to Cali with my aunt.
And you moved directly to where you lived in Cali?
Well, I was living, when I moved out there, I was living in an area called View Park, which is above Crenshaw and Vernon. It's like a nice area. It's up in the hills. And I got bused to a white junior high school called
Like Cube kind of situation he was in.
Palms Junior High School. Crenshaw High School was right down the street. So when I got to high school, I said, I ain't catching the bus. And that's when I walked into the Shaw. And that's what I say in Original Gangster, how I was introduced to the gangs. And I did a song called That's How I'm Living. I said, you know, I was born in New Jersey. I said it before, but I guess nobody heard me. My mother died young, no sisters or brothers. I was the only son. When I was young, my pops died too. What's a nigga supposed to do? They sent me out west to live with my aunt. I guess they thought that was the best, but there was no love there. And growing with no moms, I guess I was prepared to live in a vacuum. The bedroom, the kitchen, the hall, the bathroom. I didn't leave home much. I didn't like LA. I didn't have no friends to trust. I got bused to a school, blacks and whites. I guess the shit was cool, but by high school I changed. I didn't want to bust. I didn't want to play the game. I walked to Crenshaw High. Shit was fly. I hooked up with a new crew, some niggas that act like they knew what the fuck to do. Now you may call it a gang, but we call it a set, and it was our own thing. The whole school was down, and one way or another, everybody fucked around, whether hardcore or not. You wore the right color, your ass got shot.
Let's make some noise. We're wearing the right color.
So yeah, that's how I ended up out there. So anyway, yeah, I ended up on SVU, 18 years, and
blessing.
It was a very, the negative situation along with my buddy's insight. It just.
What do you think about Dave Chappelle when he made the skit about that?
Dave Chappelle's a genius. It's going to be hard to find somebody as funny as Dave Chappelle. Like every once in a while, a comic genius comes out. Like I lived through Richard Pryor and Eddie Murphy, but Dave Chappelle, it just hits comedy from some other angle that niggas ain't.
I agree.
It's just abnormal. Like, I'm a fan of everybody. I was just, I love everybody. I was just with Kevin Hart the other day, but Dave Chappelle.
Kevin Hart, if you don't bring your monkey ass on here.
Yeah, Kevin Hart's cool.
Come on, man. We need you over
here.
here.
Kevin's the business.
And Dave Chappelle, too.
Kevin, Chris Rock, all them. But
Dave
Dave
the whole
is,
bottle, brother.
Dave's comedy is different.
See, Dave is natural. You know what I'm saying? Like he don't try to be funny.
It's something different though, and he. I mean, we did the player haters ball. He doesn't give a fuck. Who writes that shit?
Yeah,
Buck Nasty. I'm gonna go home and put some more milk in your mama's bowl. Like who writes shit like that?
What was the event? Actually, I spun an event in Miami. I think was it the players ball in Miami at Luke's club?
Oh, that was a players ball, probably.
I was DJing. I have a picture, and you're like right next to me, and you told me. You wanted to rhyme, and you're like, play Shook Ones Part 2.
Oh, yeah, I rhymed in that spot. Yeah.
I was the one spinning.
Yeah, I remember that.
I have a picture of it.
Okay, that's what's up.
Yeah.
Got it on? Yo, I don't have it on me. No more salsa.
It's a real picture.
Yeah, I think me and Coco were in there that night.
Were you? Oh, I just saw
so
you.
now this is where I was gonna go before we go there. Ice, I probably think you're probably the first rap album I might have ever jerked off.
Yeah. Oh, because the cover.
We was in jail at the same time. We both jerked off.
That was power.
Yo, I think I jerked off to your cover a couple of times, brother.
Well, you know what? It was just like nobody was doing it. Nobody was connecting sex.
Is this for me or no?
The guns and all that. And I was like, this is part of it.
Well, Luke did it, but he didn't do it like the gangster way.
Yeah,
he did it.
Nah, that was
he did it in like a.
That was artistic, actually.
The way you did it.
When we did.
The front, the back.
Well, that was the second album I did it. On Ryan Pays, Darlene was in the car with us, like in a bathing suit. And me and Eva were in a Porsche, and we had a palm tree. And we were trying, Glenn Friedman shot that. And we were trying to say, this is Cali. We wanted that to say California. Yeah. When the time I did the Power album cover, I was dealing with power like the three levels of power. One is sex. That's the biggest power, right? So you see her.
Yeah.
The next power is weapons. Sex, money, and guns. So you see the weapons. And then the next power is deception. And when you turn it over, you see me and Eva was strapped. So I feel deception is the ultimate power because you never know who's giving it to you. You know, I think you fired me, but really he called the shot and he walks away. So people that work in that realm of deception and that's the ultimate.
That's the boss's business, right?
Yeah, you don't know where the shot comes from, and that's the scarier power. You know, so that's what I was dealing with on the album cover. But of course, Darlene looked incredible at the time. And niggas
keep saying Darlene, but we don't know.
Darlene was my son's mother. No, I never been married before, but that was my son's mother at the time. And you know, me and her still got a good relationship. Ice is 25.
Yeah, she got a book out now, right?
Yeah, but
and big up your son. I love your son.
Yeah.
Your son is so smooth.
Yeah, but cool, you know, at the time, I was in a world where I thought you had to be real. I thought you couldn't lie. So I didn't know you could wear other people's jewelry. I didn't know you could stand in front of the car. I didn't know you could have a girl on your album cover that wasn't your girl.
Right.
I didn't know that.
So everything was 100%.
It had to be.
Keep going.
I didn't know you drunk.
Pay attention. Pay attention, motherfuckers.
Keep going.
I didn't know. I had to shoot in my own house. I had to shoot. I didn't know that
your
was
guns. Those were your guns.
Oh, that's what I say. The gats in my promo shots ain't props, nigga. You know. So I didn't think that was okay.
Okay.
And you know, I ran my career. I ran my career based on those principles. If you know, I don't rap about gats I ain't got, hoes I ain't caught, you know, guns I ain't shot. The game to me is too fucking deep. If I did, I honestly believe I'd die in my sleep. If I don't have it, I'm gonna rap about not having it right now. You know, until I get it.
Like a bonus late too, but it's here.
All that old.
So this for duck down. We doing this for duck.
And we will duck down.
Buckshot Shorty come.
Yeah.
That's my guy.
Yo, let me just tell you something, Ice-T. At the end of the day, me and Capone, we met in jail.
Facts.
We never, ever in jail said we're gonna come home and rap.
Right.
Me and this foul nigga, and I'm a foul nigga to him. He's my brother though.
Right.
He's my brother. But we came home, we was in jail saying, we gonna flip some cocaine, we come home.
Absolutely.
I came home and Capone was rapping, and it was just like, oh shit. I was like, what? And I was rapping too, in jail, but we ain't never really shared raps together in jail. So we had this whole altitude we had embarked on, and this is the reason why I name it gangster rap or reality rap. If it wasn't for you, there probably wouldn't be us.
Wow.
Absolutely.
And that's real shit. Because when I look at the history, and sometimes I could Google something. I hate Googling. But because I like to remember from and the first original person that ever spit reality rap, gangster rap, whatever it is you.
Thank you.
And we all owe you, not just...
We didn't know how to be fake either, though.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing.
We didn't know how to be fake. We didn't know that neither. That's why we said that.
We didn't know you could do a photo shoot and have a fake gun.
Right.
We did a photo shoot for the vibe, had a real gun, and it went off.
And it went off. And
During the photo shoot, it went off.
It's real shit.
But I don't understand. This is what I don't understand. How people can get on Instagram and all that and lie and talk about shit, but then all their friends see it and they know it's not real. But their friends let them do it, so their friends fake too. They're going along with this illusion.
We live in a fake society.
They check by the likes. If the likes are there, the numbers, that's
have
their reality now.
But you gotta have balls to do that.
Absolutely.
To actually me to put a picture up of me saying this is my house and niggas know that. What kind of person is that?
You got Instagram police that's catching motherfuckers too, bro.
But I'm talking about your homeboy. I'm talking about your friend.
About that, but you're right.
I'm talking about your friends. Like I was held accountable for every lyric, every rhyme. Like Ice, you know, come on, Ice, nigga, yo, what? You know, I had to make sure I stayed within the lines because my niggas would have laughed me out of town. They'd be like, come on, Ice. You know, and my homie said, Ice, you don't never have to lie because you live such an incredible life. You don't have to. Just within it. If you don't, you know, people ain't gonna believe most of the stories I tell. I need a nigga right here just to co-sign half the shit. You know, so people are, but I don't get it now. I just look at people and I'm like,
equivalency.
But now that you say that
reality.
you don't get it, I would like to ask you, hip hop now. What is Ice feelings on hip hop?
I just don't think it's held to the same rules or same standards. When I got in hip hop, I understood.
Gangbanging isn't held to the same standards as it
nothing
was
is.
when you started.
Nothing is. But I think when I got into rap, I understood. You know, people that brought me in, Mel and everybody, the G's to me, they said hip hop requires skill. That's what I did in the Art of Rap, my movie. I said it requires skill. You have to have skill to be a breaker, a skill to be a rapper, a skill to be a DJ, right? Once you lower the bar to where there's no skill, it's no longer an art form. It's
not evolving anymore either.
Yeah, so I came in when niggas would call you whack and you had to take it. Like, you whack or you had to get better. You try to get better. It's now, to me, it's kind of like dance music. It's kind of like disco. It's just beats and the production. Some of the production. Yeah, it's dance music. I mean, I'm being honest. I'm being honest. I can go into a club. I can go into a club and listen to trap beats all night long, and I'm rocking.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the sonic, the sound, the production is everything. But the lyrical content.
Hold on one second.
This guy doesn't know how to put his phone on silent.
Nah, but everybody's stars just calling me. Yo, Jack Thriller, you live on the podcast with Ice-T.
And what up, Jack?
Man, get out of here. This Ice-T.
It's Ice-T.
Yo, what up, fool? This Ice-T right here.
Nah, I'm Ice-T. What up, Jack? It's
No, I'm the real Ice-T.
I'm the real Ice-T.
I'm a really big fan, man.
You're a funny nigga.
Man.
I was with Jack in the Bronx.
Yo, where you at? Hey, Ali know the address. Come through.
Hey, we about to come over there right now.
All right. Bring some effing vodka. God damn it.
That's why I make niggas turn off their phones when they in my house.
Nah. You know what, Ice? Let me tell you something, Ice.
So they don't accumulate more and more niggas.
I haven't said this the whole interview. And
Somebody just did an interview
one
about
thing
that.
that I have to say to you is, Ice, although I give the same love that you give to me to younger artists, but you not have ever been obligated to give me any love that you always gave me.
Yeah, because I'm a fan.
But-
it's real though. I'm not
Let
a
me
fake
finish.
nigga.
Let me keep.
I'll
let me-
ignore nigga.
Let me keep bigging you
Be
up.
like, who are they? I don't know them niggas.
Let me keep bigging you up, cause Ice, you always had our back from the beginning. Like, you were one of them guys.
Ice for fucking years.
Listen,
Like,
you one of them guys that I know I call, and I know you're gonna respond. I know you're gonna be, and you know I always haven't been able to do what I gotta do. But when I've been at the lowest, the medium, the highest, you've always been in my corner.
Cause real niggas ain't ones that show up at the party. Real niggas meet you in the parking lot in the rain with the pistol.
God
You dig what I'm saying?
God damn it.
We gotta give a gift. We give it a gift.
And
right
I
there
want to
with
thank
that.
you. I want to thank you. We're going to ask about Soulja Boy. Hold on. But before
This is fully
I
automatic
get
nine
into the
and
Soulja Boy, because I want to know who you got in the fight. But before that,
Clown ass niggas.
Shirt, t-shirt.
before that, I would like.
Well, you didn't let me finish.
Okay, please.
You didn't let me finish.
I'll let you finish.
I was saying the music now sonically is incredible, but I just don't feel it's lacking the lyrical content. I think that they're rapping fast, they're rapping stuff, but I'm not taking nothing from it. I'm not
Substance.
Now I listened to J. Cole the other day. He has his record, and I was like,
Tough.
whoa.
Killing it.
And that's the only thing. I just think that although you're a star now and you're rapping, take a minute and make a record and try to move somebody, like try to change somebody's life with it. Yeah. I understand it. I'm like, okay, you got the baddest bitches, you got the money, you high all the time. I got that, but what else? Is there anything else?
There's more to life.
Is there? Now, some people, there is nothing else. It's just getting money. And I grew up with cats like that. It's just getting money. But some people got it in them to try to help and move. And if that's in you, do it.
But you changed my life, Ice-T. Let me just tell you. Hold on. Before you say that, you changed my life. One day somebody asked you and said, well, Ice, when you dropping something, and you said, I don't want to drop something because everybody's dropping mixtapes for free. I don't want to spit my game for free. And that shit totally fucked me up. I was like, yo, he said, if you notice, it's only East Coast niggas that do the mixtape game for free.
Yeah.
West Coast mixtapes, they drop mixtapes, they sell these
Like
shit.
Nipsey killed the game.
Like
with the way
we
he did
killed
it.
a lot of people will sit back and say
100, right?
the downfall.
Yeah.
Hold on. The downfall of New York was whatever. The downfall of
With the
New York
mixtape.
was we downgraded our own self.
There's so many people.
And I said that one day, and nobody paid attention, but me.
There was a website called Daft Piff. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, right. We put out a thing called the Anti-Mixtape. They were dropping 20 free mixtapes a day on that website.
Yeah. There was everything.
It was like,
free.
yo, this is so diluted now. There's no value. You're
Now
down
the labels is suing them for that.
but still, it's like, yo, man. I mean, like,
Sprinrillo, they just sued them.
if this is your business, then you gotta hold it and you gotta take its content. You can't just give it away.
I never threw out a free mixtape since you said that statement.
Nah, it's ridiculous. It's like, what are you doing? Especially somebody like you who's already known.
Right.
I mean, if you knew, you might have to.
I'll
give
do a
away
streaming mixtape where, but I don't.
And then how do the producers get paid when you're giving away all that?
Exactly.
Nobody. You just put yourself in the same
They
person
don't.
that didn't put half the work you put in the game.
Yep.
You put yourself
They
on the
don't.
same level as them when you drop a mixtape.
But that's why you gotta have producers that's loyal, like Hazardous Sounds, SBK, Scram Jones, Incredible Cuts.
Yeah.
People like that. Because I'm not getting no money off of this if it don't work neither.
Yeah.
So you gotta have people that's willing to take that risk with you. But mind you, there's other. It's Capone. He's from Queens.
Come on, Pone.
Your phones is ringing, man. At least I didn't answer my shit.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Come on.
When you said that, Ice, it changed my mind on
Did you just say I was from Queensbridge?
Yeah,
You gonna
are
stop
from
that Queensbridge
Hey,
rap
why
rap
does
shit.
your vapor smell like Roombas?
My
Every
vapor smells good.
It smells no. It
smells
smells like old Spanish pussy. I'm just keeping it real. It smells like.
Let's make some noise for some old Spanish pussy.
With a hint of strawberry.
But he knows my
This
shit
shit is
smells
crazy.
good. Nigga said
Drink
old
champs
Spanish
is
good
dope.
pussy. Like,
Yo, Ice,
oh
please,
my
you can
God.
text me the picture when you rock it, please.
What is this?
My album.
That's
your
EFN's album.
mixtape?
Let's make some noise for EFN.
It's an album.
He's from Miami. He's from Miami.
Giving away shit.
Come on, man.
He gave me a bag. He said just a shirt.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. Our interview with you is so perfect right now.
Ice-T
I ain't giving away shit.
Motherfucker, Ice, this
Yo,
is 18 years
it's
on
so
SVU.
perfect
Yeah.
right now. Yo, Ice, I just can't thank you enough because I know you humble and holy.
The fuck's going on? They got
Yo,
That's my kid.
welcome to Drink Champs Ice-T, where
shit is retarded.
You
the
so
noisiest motherfucking podcast.
Fuck it's on. Hey, but keep going, man. Keep going.
You so humble, and I just want to thank you because you know why, Ice. And I know you don't give a fuck. I know you're a real nigga, but you know what I feel is real niggas should be saluted nowadays. At the end of the day, fake niggas had their time, and that's the reason why me and my partner right here started this podcast.
But you can feel it.
Is we wanna if you notice, we've never interviewed not one new guy. Mm-hmm. And if we interviewed a new guy,
I keep telling them get a new guy.
he came with an old guy.
Nah, new guy could
and
come
you know what?
with an OG.
This is the only generation in the world that when you become old, they kick you out.
Yeah, well, the first
Rock
word
and roll,
Yeah.
that you can still do it. Jazz, you can still do it. Salsa, merengue.
Yeah.
You could be 67.
Even pop stars get more love for longer.
And hip hop is the only thing. So you know what?
age
Me and my
limited.
partner.
That's why I got a rock album out.
But listen,
That's why I do
Look at Nelly, he went country.
but you ain't got to have a rock.
Nelly
album.
sold
You
10 million
can
country.
stick with hip hop, and you know what?
It just album just went diamond. Hold on, no, but it's real. It's the same shit.
It's a word part.
Sometimes you gotta snuff your
Part
man.
three.
You know what I'm saying? Yo, chill out with
All
me.
right, we're not. But
This birthday, you can't get mad.
You gotta snuff a nigga like chill.
So
No,
with
but it's
Drink
real
Champs,
shit though.
this is what Drink Champs is. Drink Champs, we want to salute our legends because there's no other platform to salute our legends. Like right now, if you say I'm gonna do the hottest podcast, quote unquote, they wanna get Jay-Z, they wanna get Nas, they wanna get Drake, they wanna get all these people. That's not what we started out to do. We wanted to support our legends.
Yeah. You know, me myself, like the rappers I liked one of my prerequisites was would I like to hang out with dude.
Right.
You know, I wanted to roll with Rakim. I wanted to hang with Big Daddy Kane. I wanted to hang around Capone and Noriega and Raekwon and Cass.
I want to hang with Eazy. Can you give us an Eazy story that untold?
Nah, that's Easy. Well, Easy's game was he always tried to tell people he was 15.
That's awkward.
I was doing that shit.
You know, so Easy was little.
He said I was 55.
I was like, 15's not gonna work.
I knew you would come out. I said that. I knew you would come out. I missed you, boy.
We used to just wild out in the hotel rooms and stuff. I mean, I seen Easy. You know, the ladies that be cleaning the thing, just like tackle a chick, like this was for niggas was getting charges and stuff. Niggas was wilding out, but not. You know, Easy was a good dude. I mean, he was the street member of the group. He funded that group right out the gate.
They said that.
Yeah, it's true.
So I'm gonna give you other people's names that I just want to see. You wanted to continue with
I
Easy?
go with that. I know Easy. I mean, there's not. The thing of it is, Easy has passed away, so it's kind of odd to talk about him. I'm not gonna say no wild.
Okay, but I'm gonna ask you a couple of people that passed away.
But I got wild stories.
Because you got stories.
Rest in
Jam
peace.
Master Jay.
Well,
Tell us something about Jam Master Jay.
Jay was another person who was like the most authentic like part of Run DMC. Like he was a street cat.
Yeah.
So I would always actually like somehow they would gravitate to me and we would end up talking and stuff like that. But Jay was a solid dude. I mean, it's amazing that no one caught who killed him. That's just amazing that somebody of that caliber, that's like somebody from like the won the Super Bowl. Like Tom Brady get killed, nobody knows about it.
Yeah.
You know, that's crazy.
To us.
Yeah.
Not to the white people.
And the thing, you know what's crazy? They talk about not solving big. Hold on 1 second. They talk about not solving big murder, not solving Pac murder,
right.
but they never talk about not solving Jam Master Jay murder.
Right.
And he was just as pinnacle in hip hop.
Jay-Z, let me tell you, Jay-Z, Jam Master Jay and Run DMC, remember you talking about that moment with you? That was the moment that made me really rap. Like I went to a concert they had, and they had everybody put their Adidas
up.
And Jam Master Jay was on a riser, and they had lasers and shit. And I was just trying to rap, and I was like, yo, this shit is rock and roll. Like
some showmanship shit.
Yo, I like know that because we had always been doing it in the basements, in the little clubs and shit. And when I seen that, I think I went home that night and wrote like 20 raps. Like I was like, yo, Run DMC let me understand this was big.
Yeah, it's a
Bigger than
business. It's
hip-hop.
a business.
But it was bigger than the basement and the small clubs hip hop were.
Okay, so I'm going a little bit all over the place. Tupac.
I knew Pac when he was in Digital Underground.
Dancing for that?
Yeah, he was dancing.
Yeah.
And
Is there a difference between Tupac Digital Underground and Death Row?
You can see it in the music.
Tupac wanted. I remember we were at a Soul Train Awards, and it was me and Dre, and we were sitting at a table, and Pac walked by.
And when you say Dre, you talking about Dr.
Dre?
You just can't just say Dre, you know. Cause
Yeah, I grew, yeah.
You know, our fans are stupid.
Dr. Dre and Pac walked by, and at that time he wasn't Tupac yet. I think maybe it was Tretch or somebody, but he looked at the table, and I could see he wanted to sit at that table. You know, I could see it. And then as he started to make his move as Tupac, I remember one time. See, Pac was doing some strange things. Like, all right, like he hooked up with the cats in South Central, 52nd to 5 Deuces, which was rated R. And
I gotta relax.
That Hoovers?
No,
be honest,
Crips.
I'm about to kick the producer out.
But
Ali gotta go.
He hooked up with rated
All
R.
the conversations about Ali.
And they created that thing, Thug Life, which was based in South Central LA.
Oh, with dudes in LA, not the homies in Jersey?
No. That was the
I know,
Outlaws.
but I thought the Thug
No,
Life
Thug Life was
with
rated
them.
R and Macadocious. They were out of LA, right? And then, you know, he evolved from that. And then when he got into trouble out here, that's when Suge came in and got him out. But I remember one time I was in LA and Pac pulled up on me in a car with like this crazy ass chick, like some like strawberry bitch in the front seat. He had
What's
weed.
strawberry?
Yeah, that's how I know this nigga my brother. That's exactly what I said in my mind.
A strawberry is basically broads that get off for crack.
Okay, cool.
Right, like
I wasn't ready.
it's a
From NWA, I remember hearing.
yeah, it's a strong, it's a LA street thing for like a crack hub. Okay, so this broad, I know it wasn't his woman. I'm like, what is this bitch doing in the car? She already, but he's getting high and he had weed.
Turned.
He had weed. He had a gun. And he wanted me to sit in the car and listen to a record. I'm like, nigga, are you riding around like this? Like, are you serious, Pop? Are you fucking kidding me? I'm not.
But you're OG, so let me just tell you something. He was trying to impress you, even if he wasn't trying to impress you, because every time I hang out with you, I try to impress you.
But he scared me. So I was like, Pop, man, this is crazy. But I'll tell you some real inside shit. He was in my house. I had a studio called the Crack House, and he was at my house with the Outlaws, a couple of the Outlaws, and he played me Hit 'Em Up.
Oh, wow.
And I didn't like it. And I was like, you gonna start some shit.
You didn't like it because of what he was saying?
I didn't like him starting the beef. I was like, dog.
You knew where it was going to go.
I said, you going in on dude's wife and all that. I was like, yo. He's like, yo. And then at that time, he thought Big had shot him. And I was like, yo, well, you can you ain't supposed to be handling that with a record, really, are you?
Right.
So we kind of was on bad terms at that because he wanted me to ride with him, but I was like, I couldn't, and so that we was kind of like in that zone when he got killed.
Was what he was saying on that record? Was he saying that was reality, or was he saying
I'm just a rah record? It's a beef record.
He's talking about his wife.
But it's just a beef record. Like if you gonna set it and you setting it yelling West Coast, you shouldn't have set this. I knew that was gonna turn into a real situation.
Course, yeah. He's talking about
I'm not out rapping you. I'm threatening you. I'm talking
real
family. Yeah. And I'm like, I was like, I mean, you really finna go there? I'm sitting back like the nigga, like who I'm supposed to be. I'm older.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is, but he wanted me to go like, this is good shit. Let's do it.
Yes, man.
Is he saying that he smashed Faith?
That's what I was asking.
You heard the record?
But he said that he smashed Faith.
You heard the record. So it's a rough record.
He said it, but was he in the studio? Was he saying this is truth? Or I'm just
he
saying
wasn't.
It?
We didn't get there. I just listened to the playback and was like, dog, that's, I don't know.
Just in general, you're like, it's not a good idea.
It was too much. Yeah, it's not a good idea. Plus, I'm cool with New York. Like, you finna start.
You knew what it was gonna create.
Absolutely.
Right.
You are New York, though.
But
it was gonna cause a crazy divide.
And all bullshit aside, right? If you think a nigga shot you, why you making a record?
It's street shit.
Right? Okay, so we went there.
Right.
You handle this with a record? Okay, but he wasn't ready for that. And I wasn't really trying to send him on I was just trying to get it.
Yeah, like don't do that.
Come on, man. But
as an OG should, like school him.
But anyway, long story short, I love Pac. Pac was a good kid. I remember one night Shock G came and knocked on my door, and he was like, "Yo, you need to talk to Pac." And he said, "You like one of the only people he'll listen to." And they was like, "Yo, he's not even listening to me at that time." So he kind of got caught in that zone. See, when you're not in the LA gang scene and you come to LA and they embrace you,
it's overwhelming. It's overwhelming.
Yeah, it's you're not necessarily safe, and it wasn't where he was supposed to be. Like, you make records, you should be on your way out of the game. You shouldn't be making records and then going into it. Because you're making flyers. Like a street nigga has the power of anonymity. Who shot him? Pookie Loke. Who's Pookie Loke? Nobody fucking knows. Who shot him? Ice-T. Ice-T gonna be on this flyer. He'll be right here. You no longer have that ability to disappear into the hood. Niggas can pop up on you any motherfucking where. So you gotta let that shit go. You gotta let that shit go. You're no longer in the underworld. Now you are part of the mainstream, and you have to behave like that.
So did you actually see after that? Did you see Pac was going down a road that wasn't necessarily?
Yeah, it wasn't. It was just not a good place to be. But he was rolling with Suge. Suge had got him out of jail. Everybody had turned their back on Pac when he got caught in that mess. Yeah. Suge came and saved him.
Now, how about Suge? What was your relationship with Suge?
Well, Suge was NWA's bodyguard.
I heard. He was DOC's originally.
But he rolled with them, and me and Suge always had a cool cool, like understanding, no beef because we did no business. But you gotta understand, Sugar's a football player, and he basically had connections to the mob or the MOB, the cats in his neighborhood where he's from, and they were Bloods, and he surrounded himself with a gang of Bloods. Right. So that was power in some sense. But then again, my boys, they were like, we the other side, so that don't matter to us. And I got niggas as big as Suge, so it's like, what's happening?
Hey, before you fucked me up with that one though. My boys was the others, like, cause you know, for the rap game, all they knew was Suge at one point.
No, but that's an organization, but see, I'm not operating as that type of a militia.
Right.
But it.
What's going on is out from security. You got a couple gentlemen down here to see you.
Oh,
They got guns?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, let him up.
Who that, Zeno?
Yep.
Yeah, but you know, it's like, okay, and that's Chug, and we everybody was cool. Everybody understood everybody. Everybody had their limits. But me and Suge have never shared a negative word. He was very respectful in areas, and we respect each other. We aren't enemies, so to speak. But then at the same time, we're from two different sides of the gang world. You know what I'm saying? I'm from a Crip side.
Right.
Okay, so they like whatever.
Can I ask you a question? This from Capone.
This question.
What when this is going to a different stuff when we talk about beef. What was the deal with you and LL? We said I crushed Mo D, him and Ice-T girl.
Well, what happened was LL
Did he fuck Darlene?
No.
Alright, cool.
It was going back to
I had to ask that real quick.
I had to
ask that because
I mean, not that I know of.
He's keeping that's real shit though.
Not that
That's real shit.
Not that I know of, but
Nah, because Ice-T is a real nigga, and I just want
he been a real nigga.
That was like that was equivalent to Biggie and Pac.
Yeah, but no, I didn't take it like that. What happened was with him was he was just saying he was the greatest rapper ever, and I was coming out from the West Coast, and how was I going to be able to be taken seriously if I let someone say they were the best? So I had to rep I was just like, fuck whoever you think you are. Nigga, you know, I had a whole coast on my back. So I was like, let's go. Now, whether I thought I could actually beat him rapping, whatever, but I had to stand my ground. And I thought I might have been able to be more clever than him. Who knows? But it was that shit got shut down. Bambaataa actually shut down that rap beef because...
Oh, wow.
Damn, that was a jewel.
Because LL wanted to be part of Zulu. And there was a moment where they were asking me, and I'm like, well, if it's up to me, you know, me and him is kind of beefing and shit. But at the end of the day,
here's cool.
Yeah, because Africa Islam put me in the game.
All right, cool.
Yeah, when you said that,
I might have missed that. Did he say that?
No, he said that you weren't here. You weren't here. He said that he was producing it. And that's Zulu right there.
I'm catching on.
Right.
My bad.
So L, you know, but it was just record shit. It was just who's better rapper.
Yeah.
It wasn't threatening each other's lives and shit and all that. And I did this and that. And I think he said I took the record, the thing to the bathroom or whatever. Yeah. But you know, whatever. You know, that's not grounds to murder or nothing.
Compelling.
So now that y'all both like took TV by storm, like y'all both the rap TV
y'all see each other in LA all the time?
No, how does that feel?
I ran into LL in Monte Carlo. We were what's up, Z? What's up, Pimpin? All right, good to see you. All right,
What's going on, my brother? Come on, sit right here.
Benzino's in the building. I was watching TV. I saw you get shot on TV. I was like, man, what happened? Your relative shot you?
My nephew.
Crazy. Yeah.
Don't try to shoot me, man.
That's crazy.
That's a lie. Don't ever say that.
No, he tries to shoot everybody.
But
my family, not him, not you.
Hold on. Let's get to this real quick.
We were in Monte Carlo doing a television convention.
I want to know this for person.
I chopped it up with LL, and you know, it was like, yo, man, back in them days, this is what we had to do. We had to stand our ground.
Yeah.
No disrespect, and we shook and everything. But I had this recently. This happened maybe 5 years ago. Up to that point, I hadn't crossed LL's path, nothing like that.
And that whole time,
we don't have to. You know, we live in different coasts, and you know. But
he lived on the West Coast.
No, but Hollywood didn't bring y'all like.
No.
He's like the
What
fake
about
you now.
all right? What about Mo D? Did you ever cross?
I fuck with Mo. I love Mo D.
No, when that happened, did you ever talk to Mo D like we gotta fuck L?
Nah, it wasn't that. It wasn't that serious. It was rap shit. It was rap shit.
Nah, that's dope.
It was never that serious. It was just like I could rap better than you. No,
Yeah,
you could
Can I
rap
ask
better
you a
than
question?
me.
Good.
All right, look, as a young dude coming up, and as a young dude coming
Yo,
up,
don't
like,
embarrass me.
come on, man,
You
stop
take
it,
it
man.
long
We the
to
same
come out with
person.
that question,
Nah, as a young
man.
dude coming up, right? So I see you like. You with that Soulja Boy for his rap. You like, yo, that ain't real hip hop or whatever, blah blah. Like I agree with you because I come up under seeing Nick upon N.O.R.E. I know real hip hop,
Right.
but I'm taking it as like he's a young boy coming up trying to use a platform just to make it out the hood.
Right.
So it's like I feel like if I was him, like I'll be hurt to hear that from you because like I look up to you. Like why you going shit on me? I'm just trying to make it out, feed my family.
Okay, there was a backstory to that. This is what happened. This is why we were talking about phones off and cameras off. I was making a mixtape for one of my homies in the hood, right?
Yeah.
This dude, just a regular nigga. I'm on his rapping for him, free, right? Wow. So when I get into the booth, them niggas start like saying, niggas don't want to hear you. They want to see Soulja Boy. So they pumping me up. They using this shit to get me hot.
Yeah.
They like, they don't want to hear you, nigga. They want Hurricane Chris, nigga. And of course, they hit my G-bone. I'm like, fuck them niggas. You whack-ass motherfuckers. And I went on a rant. I swear to God, I went on a rant.
Yeah.
The niggas taped it.
Yeah,
And put it out.
And put it on in the front of their mixtape. So
that's
I'm
the
in
fucked up shit
right.
about hip hop.
So that
right
was one of my Ice-T Old Man rants.
Yeah.
He was never supposed to hear it.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
now I'm in Arizona, minding my business. My son goes, Soulja Boy's on the internet talking shit about you. So I'm like, what? So now they playing the tape back. He listening. So now I'm like, well, I came back down. I did say this shit.
Yeah.
So now I'm out there. So let me verify. Let me break down what I said. And I just told a nigga straight up, nigga, this is how I feel. Blah 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 blah. And what? And then rest is history. But at the time, I felt the bar was starting to drop.
Yeah.
And I just think that once again, there needs to be a degree of difficulty in hip hop that always has been there, and that's what makes it something special. There's something about a star. A star is something you can't reach. That's why Michael Jordan is a star. You can't reach him, and that's why we look up to him. But when you're doing something that everybody can do, you're not really a star to me. You're just doing what anybody can do.
Yeah.
Show me something I can't do, and you get the praise. So, God bless Soulja Boy, but this is what I do know. Niggas will end up in their own shit if that's what they deserve. So now you seeing this guy and look at where his life is. You see what I'm saying? So you don't really gotta do nothing to nobody. They gonna end up where they supposed to be because of their actions. So God bless him. Good luck. But now he wants, he's fighting gangsters.
You know what that is? That's like if you ever heard about the laws of Murphy.
Yeah.
What can happen will happen, and that's what
Murphy's
happened.
law. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Murphy's law.
And let me just tell you something.
You want to join the gangs?
My
you wanna
brother
be a gang now?
Benzino's here.
You're a dear guy.
Benzino
There's
hit
a lot
me.
of history in this room right now.
Benzino said,
Yeah.
yo, Ice-T could have killed me.
I thought he had vodka in there for a second.
I spit on me.
That's crazy.
You got blessed, brother.
I
already brought it up. But he was so humble the way he described it.
Hold on. Did I just wear all that?
It was real because
blessed.
look,
Ice-T just blessed me real quick on my neck.
but it was
and
real
all
shit
that.
though, and I respect it because
Hold
look,
on, hold on, hold on.
Oh, damn, he just
Hold on, fam. Fuck the table. I got spit on
Yo.
my back.
it was real because like okay, I remember when we had the RSO crew and we was on Tommy Boy, and when
Tommy Boy, and which is now owned by Warner Brothers.
right,
We're
exactly.
all on it at the same time.
But it's crazy because all happened at that time. But when he came out with the Cop Killer song, we just got a deal on Tommy Boy, group from Boston, got a little single deal. We put a song out called One in the Chamber.
Yep.
So One in the Chamber, we talking about two kids who had got killed in Boston and the police got over with it, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Shot dude under a car, shot another dude in the back of the head, and they got over with it. So we ended up getting dropped from Tommy Boy because the Boston Police Patrolmen's Association had sued us. So I forgot there was an interview, and it was something that I don't know if you did the interview, if I did the interview, and And it was just something because since he had the Cop Kill song and we got with the Cop, they was trying to compare things.
Right.
And it was saying that, I said, well, as far as I know, even though, of course, Ice-T, legend in the game, but the song, from what I understood, was kind of rock. It was rap rock, you know what I'm saying? I said it was kind of different. I said, ours was just a rap song. We was just pretty much talking about, it was almost like the same thing, but we went out and did a show at the Irving Amphitheater. Mm-hmm. So it's just the 5 of us. We didn't have no security, nothing and shit. So it was 4 of us, plus we had this little Jamaican nigga that did the hook for one of the songs or whatever. So when Ice he came with mad, this was the time, I guess, where they was trying to squash the blood and quick the truce. He had like 100 niggas with him. I'm like, so like one of the niggas was like, yo, Ice over there. I said, oh man. So I said, shit. So I'm trying to think, right? I'm like, fuck, right? Niggas was deep as fuck.
Look, now my side of the story is this. When the shit happened, the word got out that RSO said that I was the reason they got dropped.
Nah, that was
right. But that's how it came at me.
Right.
So they was like, yo, RSO said something about you out the way. So like I was telling them, I keep everyone abreast of who we might have beef with, this, that, and the other. So I think RSO had popped up on our radar, like, these RSO niggas said some fly. Right. So then I'm at the place and they go, there they go.
Right. But see, but we felt it though, because I was like, look. I said, man, we gotta stay together. I said, don't nobody run. Nobody run. I don't give a fuck what happens. We gonna get mopped up together. Somebody run, we gonna have a problem. Like, niggas, the little Jamaican nigga was like, oh, I didn't even, like, he was like, what the fuck did I get myself into? Like, I'm not even RSO. He's like, I'm not even RSO. Like,
my niggas wasn't even we wasn't in that mode. They just identified him. So I walked over to him.
Remember, no, because your man came and was like, Ice-T wanna holler at you. So I said, I'm gonna go. He was like, yeah. I said, I'm gonna go over there. I'm gonna go talk to the OG. We went over that talk, and I never forget this. And you said this. You was like, look, man, I ain't got no beef or nothing, man. He says, man, you see these niggas? That's the Grave Street, this, that, that. And I'm looking out. I'm like, yeah. I'm looking at it like, yeah, I see it. He's like, man, fuck that. He's like, let's go kill some cops together. He said that. That's what he said. You remember that?
I was like on some shit like, look, man, my beef is not with you. My beef is not with you. And also I never really took secondhand information.
Right.
If somebody say you said something, well, then I'm gonna get you and I'm gonna see if you'll say it again. Because niggas get killed over secondhand information. It wasn't real. So if I can't walk up to Ben and say, yo, what's really good? But I was really more or less like, I ain't mad, man. Shit went bad. When my shit got banned, shit went bad for a lot of people. And everybody said it was my fault, but I'm like, yo, this shit is real, right? We're real. Like, so if you guys is heated at the cops, then let's go get down. Because I was always like that with niggas. I'm like, you so quick, you kill another homie over an orange soda, but when they come, you run. Like, that's real. Where's your gangster at?
It's still real. To this day, it's still like that.
They had the American flag with all red and blue, remember? The stage turned.
Yeah.
Like, that was history. Yeah. A lot of people didn't even, that wasn't documented, but you had the Bloods and Crips on stage. They had American from big flag. It was big. It was about as many niggas more than here on stage.
Right,
yeah, my bad. So that was an ill moment.
It was a moment where LA was trying.
And I commend you for that because that was big to do that. That hadn't been done before, as far as I knew.
I wanted to try to get the LA gangs to stop killing each other. I still do.
And this is like all in the same gang?
No, this is during the '92. This is the truce. When truces was going on.
So that's prior to that, or that's after?
And why were you on that record?
What?
No, that was after.
I was on All in the Same Game.
Oh, you were?
And that was after All in the Same Game.
Yeah, but
you was the reason Boston started when Colors came out. That's when everything started going crazy. After Colors came out, everything started going.
He responsible.
Everything started going like, and same thing with Boston. When Colors came out, then that's when really I noticed Boston started ganging up. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It was right after Colors. Colors like. Niggas was beefing in movie theaters. Niggas was going crazy when that shit came out. You know what I'm saying?
The thing of it is with me, man, it's like...
Oh, damn. I just remember
I'm responsible for a lot of negative shit that happened, but really, I've always been the person that's really tried to get peace, at the end of the day. My messages can be misconstrued, because I can go into that mode, but that's not really my get down. My get down is not that. And when people meet me, they go, wow, you so mild-mannered, you so cool. Where's all this gangster shit come from? I say, well, people like me are the ones you gotta look out for. You dig? It's the nigga walking around talking all tough and shit like that. He doesn't have any power. That's why I don't understand why Donald Trump, now that he has all this power, he needs to calm the fuck down.
Are we talking about Donald Trump?
Yeah, he needs to relax. Because when you have that ability, then you don't need to raise your voice.
You don't mute him on Twitter.
You can just become calm because it's nothing, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, you know, a lot of now niggas see me now and I'm not the normal rapper. They like, why you ain't woo woo? Yeah, I'm like, I don't need to be like that.
Yeah,
you know,
rah-rah.
That's all that extra shit, right, Ben?
Yeah.
That shit's over.
It's over. It's a different life. It's a different time. We all grown up with kids.
But the same shit can happen. Niggas can bring the
It's not
gravity
about
quick.
that. Smart.
Yeah.
I just wanna.
Just being
I just
smart.
wanna do
You know
a
what I'm
real
saying?
nigga appreciation. I seen my brother Ching Bing is here. My brother Bistro is here. I just wanna Diego, Benzino.
That's a great podcast going on right
Yo,
here.
Ice-T.
Well,
You
listen,
know what? Ice, I can't thank you enough. I can never thank you enough for anything you ever did. Cause you know what? I can never repay you for anything you ever did.
Let me tell you something.
Wait, relax.
For the culture.
relax.
For the culture.
Look, I got
Ice-T
you.
was a
I got
breaking
you.
too, man.
I got you. Listen. I can never repay you for anything you ever did to me.
It's a breaking.
And you know how I repay you with that? I repay you with that is because I always do something for somebody who could never repay me.
That's the game. That's real talk.
Pay it forward.
That's real talk.
Pay it forward because you're so big. I can't even. It's nothing I can ever offer you. I can never offer you money. I can never offer you anything. All I can offer you is real friendship.
But it's always a treat when players meet. It's always a treat when you get around cats of your own caliber and you can chop it up and ain't nobody bragging and talking about that unnecessary shit. Because at some point, everybody has everything.
Right.
So there's nothing to brag about now because we all have everything.
Right.
So now, what are you talking about? What have you done?
Right.
What are you giving back? You know, that's how really wealthy people brag. You know that they talk about how much money they gave away. It's not what they have because we all got the yachts and boats. So what are you giving? Oh, I'm giving away $10 million this year. I gave back $50 million. That's how the ballers brag.
Yeah.
You know, we still on the nigga side trying to get something. You know what I'm saying? We ain't there yet. But my thing is, if Ice-T is really just a person that is trying to show people there's no limits. Everywhere you want to go, you can do it. We all come from the hood, and you set your own limits. You know, if you listen to the crowd, you're going to end up with them.
Right.
You dig? You can do whatever the fuck you want. And, you know, you just got to drop a lot of that negative shit. You just got to drop a lot of that boisterous, arrogant shit that gets you shot.
Right.
And you just learn to mellow out. And all of us in this room should live as long as we want. We shouldn't go to prison, all that. We pass it. Once you get out of your 20s, that's the kill zone right there. If you make it out of that, there's no
now
real...
you're OG.
So I'm
Here's
just
the
home
problem.
playing Xbox, N.O.R.E. That's all I do. I play Xbox.
Here's the problem.
I got a 1-year-old
Ice,
daughter.
Ice,
What's the game of
Ice,
that?
let me just say this and then I'm going to end this, right? I'm going to end
I got a
this.
1-year-old daughter.
Here's the problem.
Congrats.
Is they never expected us to make 21.
Never.
So now after we make past 25, now they call us an OG. But back in the days, they used to call you an OG after 35,
Yeah.
40. But now they call you an OG at 25.
They used to call you OG when you
Is
put
that
work in.
messing up our community?
I'm
or
gonna
is
give
it
a fuck.
That's what they used to
I'm
call
out of tune.
OG.
Understand this, man. I'm on another channel.
Right.
I'm on a channel. It's called Niggas I Fuck With.
I like that.
And that's only people I care about.
Can you send me that app?
Yeah, you on that. You on that. You're built in there.
Send me that app.
And everything else is irrelevant. And they can come up and they can learn. If they don't want to take advice, they can learn the way we learn. You dig what I'm saying? Might have to make a detour through the penitentiary, but they gonna figure it out.
Niggas
And-
I fuck with.
Niggas I fuck with. And that's only
We
people I
make
answer
that.
the
Let's
phone
make some
call.
noise. Niggas I fuck with. Yo, let me just tell you something. I can never thank you for anything you ever did for me.
That's real.
And you continue to do it for me. You've never fronted on me. I really, really appreciate everything. I really love you as a person. I love you as an artist. You already know that. I know. I can guarantee you, when we go downstairs, I could probably know more lyrics than you know to your own shit.
Stop it.
No. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop because the way he quote his verses, no, he really know his shit. So I'm not gonna take that challenge. But at the end of the day, Ice-T, big up to your beautiful wife, Coco.
Yeah, everything is good.
We're not gonna ask you no Coco questions and none of that because
Right.
you know why, this is hip hop shit.
Right.
So
you
we
can do that to me.
Well, you're in love and hip hop. You open that door. You open that door yourself.
He said the right thing.
I guess.
You open that door.
Sorry, dude. But big up to your wife.
Chanel is in the building. I got a 1-year-old daughter. Look, y'all, just beautiful.
Hey, yo, your daughter be having the ice cream on like you.
I'm happy. I'm just very fortunate to still be here, to still be in the game. I never wanted to be at the top of the game. I just always wanted to be in the game, just bubble, and just chill. I'm about to turn 59. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't know that. My nigga, you look
nigga, I'm thin in the waist, handsome in the face. Nigga, you know how we do. I'm not going nowhere.
You
51.
51.
Yeah, I'm 59.
Let's make some noise for the 50-year-old niggas in here.
So just from that age, just from my age, my perspective is going to be a little bit deeper.
Of course.
The people I grew up with is a little bit different. So that's kind of like, when you say you cut from a different cloth, I'm cut from a different cloth.
Right.
So I hold that code, that all that, I've always held it. And I was telling them earlier, only thing you leave on earth is your reputation.
Right.
And the respect that I've earned. So my kids, forget the money.
Jack Thriller? Jack Thriller. Tell him we coming down.
We coming down.
He don't get the key.
Yeah, tell him. But I'm gonna end it like this, right? The only thing that you have in life is your name and your respect and your honor. Mm-hmm. And with my kids, regardless how much money I can live in, it doesn't matter. If my son says I'm Little Ice and they say your father was a sucker, then that's his life. He's gonna live under that. So if I'm an honorable cat, people are gonna look out for him. They're gonna go, that's your dad. The same way we look out for Big's kids, the same way we look out. And that's what I'm all about. It's about maintaining my respect and my honor for my kids. That's all. It ain't about the money. It's not that shit. All that shit comes and goes. It's all about that. As long as a player has his health and his freedom, anything can happen. Right? If you have your health and your freedom, that's all that matters. So I'm at home playing Xbox, eating tacos. I take my black ass to Law and Order. I come back home. I mind my motherfucking business. I'm trying to stay the fuck out the way. I don't want to be on your blogs and none of that old bullshit. I'll pop out when I've got something to sell, when I'm pushing something. Other than that, I'm cool. I'm chilling. Because we all got everything we need. Remember this. We all got everything we need. It's all about now what you want. And I can't tell you what you want. We got what we need. What do you need? A pair of pants, some shoes, a car, and rent and food. That's all you need. Everything else is what you want.
Some good weed.
Right. That's all you need. But we got that.
Got that.
So your life is based around what you want. And you don't know what I want. I might just want to chill and watch TV.
Let's make some noise. And play Xbox. Ice-T. From the bottom of my heart. And I'm gonna speak for my partner as well. Both partners. Look, it's kind of awkward.
This is a religious experience here right now.
One partner here.
This CNN.
One partner here.
CNN.
Am I the oldest nigga in the room? But I'm the oldest nigga in here, so all y'all pay attention.
But half of all of us, we want to thank you because you know what, and we also understand that you had started your podcast.
Yeah,
you did your podcast, but you need to stop that and come with Drink Champs Network.
I'm fucking with you. I did 59 episodes.
This is what we doing. I am Suge Knight and Puff Daddy together.
I love it.
If they had never had beef, if Suge Knight and Puff Daddy got together, this is what Drink Champs Network is. Let's make some noise. Come on, you never even heard that. Did you get it?
What the fuck was that, bro? Then I have to do it all by myself.
Hey, thanks for having space when I said it. Thank you so much, Ice. Because you know why, Ice?
It's a Cuban goodbye.
There really isn't no other platform of hip hop.
Nah, where niggas can talk.
Where we give real talk, but not only that, we praise our legends.
Right.
Because every time in our game, after you get 10 years, you're finished.
Yeah.
And in every other music or genre of anything, after you get 10 years, you're a legend.
Well, come on, man.
But when you get 10 years in hip hop, they say you old.
Yeah, but fuck it.
And we don't want to do that over here.
That's another place. If I met George Clinton, I know George Clinton, regardless how much money he got in his pocket, he's motherfucking George Clinton.
Absolutely.
You gotta, and that's how, I'm not a disrespectful cat, man. These people are very disrespectful.
And just so you know,
that's rapping
you are our George Clinton in hip hop. Let's make some fucking noise for Ice fucking T. And not only that,
quick.
You
right?
made
Look
it.
at the kids.
This my kids. This my children.
Oh, that's dope.
That's all of them my children. All of them. They might not look like it, but they all my children.
That's dope.
That's all my children. But
What's up, man?
you are the George Clinton of our hip hop, and we're gonna continue to praise you,
What up, man?
keep you
Come here.
alive,
Come here,
and
come
make
here.
sure
Get
we
some
love
love,
you.
Ice-T.
Thank you,
Come here.
N.O.R.E.
Goddamn, Ice-T, make some noise.
Drink champ.
Take this.
It's like my little nephew right here, boy.
That is your nephew.